Okay, let's just see if we can actually see what I'm painting. Gosh, these are very small dudes. Lighting's quite bad because I've taken the second light to do this. Yeah, these things happen. Let's switch it off, see what happens. Yeah, we need that. Hey everybody, if anyone's out there, please say hello. I'm trying a new setup again when it comes to the hobby cam and the hobby stream. So the lighting and the picture is a bit dodgy, and when Ben and Ian join us shortly, it's going to be it's going to be interesting to try and make everything work out okay. Oh my goodness. Where's the logo gone? See, I've been mucking around with everything. That's better. So what we're going to be doing tonight is we're going to be painting some Snotlings and just hanging out and chatting about Blood Bowl. While I try and figure out if there's a better way to do the lighting situation. Let's try this. And we're going to be joined by Rob at 9 to talk about some North Wales Carnage Cup news. Oh, well, there goes all of the Snotling team. Let's try that. No, that's right in the picture and actually is significantly worse. Probably because the shade's gone. There we go. Sorry, Snotlings. But they will be used to casualties. Exabeard, how you doing? Yeah, off to a good start, I know. Smashed that up a tree. Oh, that was terrifying. I saw the little Snotling on the white panel. I thought, what the heck is behind me in front of the green screen? Break everything, that's Snots. How you being, Exabeard? Anyway, you alright? I made an interesting discovery a minute ago when I logged onto Discord that all of my notifications have been off. And I have got about 1 million messages from 1 million people. So I have got some serious catch-up to do with the guys in our Discord. I just assumed it had been quiet. I hadn't even considered. And then, yeah, I logged on today and there's like 1 million messages. I turned it off. I turned it off because I presented something from my phone in a work meeting. I was like, right, I'll turn off the notifications for this. And I forgot to turn the Discord ones back on. And, oh man, looks like everyone's been very busy. So as soon as I get a few minutes, I'm going to have to catch up. Moved to Arizona, lots of light there. Snapsicle, how you doing? Rob, how are you? Looking forward to hearing from you a bit later. I'm glad the tournament sounds like it's set. The pickup's been good so far. Alright, so we've got Snotlings. We have many Snotlings. Camera quality is not great, but what can you do? We can pop the light up, but all it's going to do is make my background go worse. Ready for this? It's not terrible. Has it made the miniatures easier to see? A little bit. Right, you. Please just focus here. Focus there. Go on, focus. You can do it. Focus on the little goblin face. Nothing too. At Matt's BBL, how are you? How's things going? Right, for my Snotlings, I'm going to keep an eye on. Beej is here. I haven't joined the blooming chat. Ben, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you?
Yeah, I'm alright. It's a bit carnage over here at the moment. The camera's set up. Obviously, it's the first time we set up the hobby stuff since the move. And
yeah,
I can't get the lighting quite right. I've changed the green screen. It's a slightly lighter green now. And
it's the hardest part. The lighting is really difficult to do, isn't it?
I'm trying to make sure that everybody can see the models, but at the same time, my face doesn't get in the way of everything. Anyway, that's a small thing. Simon Evans, evening all good shout and enjoyment. Got my Snotlings in 24 hours. Very pleased with that. Exabeard says at work, someone spams squigs. Someone else spams more squigs. Everyone else spams heart eyes. Can't be crossed with that. Right, how are we going to do this? So we're going to get... Oh, the autofocus is actually quite cool. Matt's BBL, good. Happy to see one of these streams again. Oh, man, I'm so happy to get some painting on the go. And wow, we've got a ton of stuff to paint. And because I got shouted at before, I'm now using a tile. So I got shouted at in chat on our last stream, Ben, when we were painting up when I was doing the Minotaur.
Oh, what, we're using paper as a palette or something?
It was just a bit of wood.
What's wrong with you, Ben?
That is basically what chat said. Craig Nash in particular. He was very displeased with me. So I went out and bought a 10-pack of tiles from B&Q just so I can have one to mix paint on. Because it was easy.
Solid.
It was easy. Anyway, how are you? Have you got your hobby stuff set up?
Yeah, I'm just dropping you a link to the stream so you can grab the YouTube. If that's
fantastic. Oh, absolutely. I take it your snotlings away. And Matt's BBL says snotlings on the table today. Absolutely. I've got my snots. I think Ben's got his as well.
Yep, I've got mine. I've got one done.
Yeah, the spore guy looks amazing, Ben.
Oh, actually, that's probably not the right link. Yeah, I'm really chuffed with that. I recorded it as well, so a video is being edited, which is quite exciting.
I loved seeing the first steps of that, man. That was wicked. The first few steps of that video was very, very cool.
Yeah, that'll be coming soon, which is really quite exciting. So hopefully tomorrow, but no guarantees. Depends how busy I am.
Yeah, you know, editing is...
It takes a long time. I don't know how you do it.
No, you just got to get it right. Just got to get the settings right, and then it all comes together. So I'm really loving the team things at the moment. Oh, we got a link from Beach.
I don't think that's actually the right link. I think that's a link to my... I work out how to actually get on the video.
That is a link to your live stream. To your live stream. Okay. No, that's a link to your live stream dashboard.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
That's all right. That's cool. Let's try again. Click. I might be able to get the link inside it. Although I think it's probably just going to take it to my live stream.
Yeah, it probably is. Here we go. I've got the actual video now.
All right, sweet. Let's see if we can get Beej's feed in here as well. So some of the Lumineth stuff is dropping next week.
Oh, that is exciting. I saw the dice. What do you think of those?
The dice.
What do you make?
Oh, just appalling. All right, let's mute your stream just in case there's audio coming from it, and let's boof down to Matt's BBL says editing always feels like half an hour, but it's been 6 or something crazy.
Yeah. That's exactly it. I was doing it last night, and I was thinking, oh, this isn't so bad. This isn't so bad. Then it's like, oh, it's 2 a.m.
Oh my goodness, it's actually remembered your stream, Ben. There we go. Oh, nice shot of.
It's unlisted, so hopefully it should.
Oh no, I mean my OBS setting has picked up your stream immediately. Ah, huzzah! We've got Ben's camera on there now as well.
Going to be quite a bit of delay, but that's kind of just how it is.
That's right. Steve Cross, evening chaps. How you doing, Steve? Steve has been a hero and has already completed his snotlings. Not like he's showing off or anything.
He really smashed those out. I saw it pop up on Facebook. I was just like, oh yeah, I've done one like before even Saturday. And then Steve saw Steve's post and thinking,
well, the cool thing, Steve did the tactics in the spike. See, he wrote them.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was really cool. He dropped me a message saying, thanks for the review, liked it, glad you liked the tactics and stuff. Yeah, it was really cool. Nice chatting with him. So no wonder he's got Steve's cheating. CX with beard. Technically, Steve might have been cheating. I think he's had the snotlings for a little while. Morpheus, I saw all your messages. Like I said at the beginning of the chat, I'd had the Discord notifications switched off for the last week. I'm so sorry. Lovely arm. Thank you, Ian. Warham's going to join us soon.
Oh, was that my arm in shot? Whoops.
No. I think that was mine. Right, so I have a very, very basic theory with my snotlings here. Is that you guys recommended Seraphim Sepia and Druki Violet. Can I just zoom this in? I can zoom this in. Having all the funds. Yeah, that's amusing, isn't it? You've got to actually zoom in for the snotlings because they are that small.
They are so tiny. I couldn't believe. Like, you get the sprue and it's like a half-size sprue to a standard Blood team. With like 15 guys teams.
I know, it's ridiculous. Steve is laughing in there because he knows he was cheating by having them early. Right, so purple and sepia. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to wash the whole lot of these guys. Then I'm going to start painting both of my pump wagons. I did convert one of my pump wagons. Have you built yours yet, Ben?
Built one. I haven't built the other because 2 reasons. One, my initial roster only uses one. Second, I really don't want to. It's not a fun experience.
Right. Well, I built my second one very differently than my first. In fact, I'll just drop it on the camera. It's a low rise. It looks more like a pickup truck. And I'm just going to have them at the front, like pointing and sailing.
That's amazing.
Just using the same parts. And I've got a bunch of Coke can strips. I'm going to put ribbons all over these guys.
That is such a good idea.
It was very much easier to build. And I don't know, it's something different as well. So I get to differentiate them. Ben, I told you this would happen. Simon Evans in the chat says, what was that purple hopper recipe?
Okay, I'll put it back on camera. There is like I said a minute ago, I've got a video coming later where I kind of show you how I do it. But just quickly, it is Liquitex purple ink, so this stuff, over white and black. So like where it's brightest is white, where it's darkest is black, and then it's just this. You can brush it on, you'll get pretty much the same effect. It's super thin.
That's clever,
and yeah, that's it. Yeah,
that's really
I have done. I did a little highlight here, which I actually really regret, but I'm just leaving it.
No, highlights.
There's like little line highlights.
The whole thing looked pretty good.
I'm pretty happy with this. Yeah, it's
the line highlights.
These are great. The great thing with these models is,
they are just so much fun. They are, I think,
they're so tiny. They take no time at all to paint.
Well, let's
you get like a really, we'll probably get a few done each tonight.
Well, the plan is if I can just get my whole team sort of undercoated and primed, and the lighting really isn't good enough here. I can't see what I'm doing, so I'm gonna have to have a tweak with that. And also, I need a bigger brush because that's just nonsense. Where's my kitchen roll? What have we got? Expert Beard says that's great. Matt's BBO, how the heck does it fit on a 40mm base? Dude, it comes with 32s.
It fits pretty comfortably on 40. Like,
let me grab mine, put it on. That's a 40. So it fits okay. There's a little bit of overhang, shall we say, with the rock globber, but it works. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're okay. A brush as big as a Snotling. I think I'm going to be ending up using brushes that are bigger than Snotlings today. Hey, Saxby in the chat. How you doing, Rich? Noise, says Simon Evans. So, Ben, your bases, you 3D printed them, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I've got a few. I kind of messed up and put too many on the plate the first time. So I've got a bunch where it's kind of sheared off half the base. I'm having to redo a lot.
That's a nuisance.
But, yeah, they're really. These are really quick to take.
Might also be one of the
like an hour.
One of the most ultimate first world problems there as well, Ben.
Yeah, definitely. So you'll see on camera in a bit because of the delay, but
like printing bases for my models, it didn't come out quite as well.
Yeah, it's just I kind of wanted mushrooms, and I kind of could probably get small mushrooms because they're so tiny on 25mm bases. I was just worried that they'd kind of just break in the printer or like, you know, just vaporize. So I just printed the whole base, even though I'm covering most of it up in grass and stuff.
I really like
it. It doesn't make much difference.
I thought they were very cool.
Oh, good, yeah.
I was a bit jealous.
Style them down a bit,
but I'm sticking with my patented sand and paint method, just to tie them in with all of my teams. There you go. And I'm going with the Lazy Boy wash of Seraphim and Druki. Quite a lot of it, actually. What I want to do is just give them tone, then I can dry brush them up again.
Yeah, that's the idea.
That is the idea. I mean, even here...
Dry brushing these, it's pretty scary.
Oh, really?
Like, well, it's just because where Bristol is like the size of that base.
I love these. I think they're great. But these are 15mm scale in every way, shape. It got super dark all of a sudden. In every way, shape, or form, these are 15mm miniatures. And
so is it like painting like an epic army? Or no, that's even smaller actually.
That's
like,
6mm, yeah. No, this is like painting. There's a load of great 15mm fantasy lines out there, but something like Flames of War is probably the best analogy. It's that scale, which is cool because with that kind of thing, what you rely on is very good shading and just picking out the top bits of highlights that you want to have on display. I think I keep hitting my camera with the my brush actually.
Dave says if anyone can point me in the direction of junkyard, scrapyard, round-based STL files for my orcs, for my 3D printer, I'll be your loyal friend for life. I wish I could. I'll also befriend that person.
Yeah, that sounds like
awesome.
right up your street, Blood Tithe.
Yeah. I haven't seen junkyard ones myself. I will keep an eye out though. I'm always on the lookout for stuff like that. Bases are like if a 3D printer is good for anything, I think bases is a real key.
I've had a lot of success resin casting bases.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ooh.
do some master prints with a printer and then cast the rest.
Yeah, honestly, anytime. Rich is about to play a game of Blood Bowl 2020 with Lewis, with Inappropriate Lewis tonight. Or Good Guy Lewis, as he's known.
New rules.
Yeah. Yeah, I posted up that rules summary video. It was basically because Rich said Lewis was playing, and I know what Lewis is like. Lewis will have no idea of any of the rules, what's changed, anything at all, just because he's just so chilled and happy. And I think we've been like the extreme end, haven't we? Where we're like, no, we must know everything immediately.
Yeah.
Lewis is just going to rock up and be like, so what's changed? I was like, I sent him the link. I was like, I filmed this for you. Please just watch it.
I wondered why lizards was the first.
Yeah, exactly. Lizards and Undead are Lewis's two top teams. So I was like, right, let's just do this for Lewis and see if anyone else finds it useful. Dave Doggo, I managed to get cards for these guys, so they'll last me until Christmas this year when Blood Bowl 2020 comes out. Yeah, it's going to be a really interesting time when it lands and everything kind of changes. But I think Ian Triplow described it best, which was, it feels like we're in a beta at the moment, a beta test.
It does. It really does. Which is probably a good thing. Well, actually, I don't know, because it's already gone off to print, hasn't it? So.
Oh, yeah. No, it's too late. It's too late for that. But at least they'll be able to help with the FAQs, because I think there's going to be a few FAQs. Norley says, hey, since the Snotling's also on the Underworld team, which I'm very excited about, I like that, which sculpts would you consider the most underworldy? Now, I've been thinking about this, because you can only take 6, and you get a bunch of normal line people. Let me see if I can drop that down. You get a bunch of normal line Snotlings in there. I mean, 1, 2. The guy with the mushroom, he's probably fine as well. The one picking his nose is there. Then you get the horn guy, who's just too much fun not to include. You get a running guy as well, who's pretty fun. And then you get the wizard. Honestly, I think one of each is absolutely fine.
Yeah, I think the slingshot is probably my favourite.
Oh, yeah, the guy from... I actually haven't built any of the slingshot guys. I ran slightly out of time, so I've built some of my crew here. Oh, and I've now dropped them, and they've fallen off the base. Good. Built some of my crew, but I haven't built the slingshots. Ran out of time.
You did the right thing and put them on multiple snots per base, didn't you?
Dude, this is Flames of War chain painting attacks. I did a pre-prime for them where I gave a quick spray of on the sprue to make sure that any bits once they're built would be at least green, so that when I did the wash they would be covered and there'd be no hidden things. And when you're painting multiple people who you don't want to be on base, who you don't want to base individually, like the crew, stick them on a 25 just on the edges like this, and you can paint them up and you can take them off and stick them where you need them. Honestly, Flames of War, or Team Yankee really.
This is... Sorry, I've just had a dilemma here with you'll see it come up on stream with trying to airbrush these things.
I love that there's a little bit of a delay between us and your stream.
Yeah, there is. I've realised that they're so light they just get blasted across the desk rather than actually.
I'm looking at it now. Oh no, my Blood Bowl team is too light. My airbrush is just blowing them around. Exobeard says, I'm using a texture roller for my current project. Love it. That is cool. Is that one of the ones where you roll like some green stuff or some clay out and then just...
yeah, those things are fantastic. Yeah.
You got one of those, Ben?
I've got a few of those, yeah. I think actually Milton has them at the moment.
Yes, I know that Milton had used them. I didn't
I think he's used mine.
Oh, brilliant. Oh, that's good. He's good at that.
Yeah.
He will.
They are really good. Like, if you need some cobblestone, I just tend to roll out a big slab of like green stuff or clay, and then you can kind of just break stuff off when you need to use it.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good idea. It's a bit dark, isn't it? I need to try and find a way to lighten that up. Question: will Giants still be in Blood Bowl 2020? They are not in the rulebook. immediately for launch, but I have no doubt that there will be in the rules at some point. I don't think they would go to all the effort of putting them in the game to then just immediately take them out again. Unless they really are evil people and just wanted to sell more giant models. I just can't see that being the case. Getting the old spray on the go.
I can see them sort of like reintroducing things. Maybe they'll do a Blood Bowl giant. Like we discussed that with the star players, didn't we? Where we thought they might just introduce the stars as they get models.
Yeah, I can see that happening. I can see them doing it in a way with like spikes again.
Yeah,
it would be cool to have the giant rules back. I think not having them at launch is probably good, because although the game isn't that much different, it is different enough that we've got to relearn the meta, I guess.
Yeah. And
when you're playing a game, even if you're playing a game with teams you've played with 100 times before, it's still a very different game.
It is.
Rich actually says, I gave him the new rule set. Good old Lewis. Let us know how you go on, Rich, and what teams are you playing, more importantly. Morpheus says, hey, can you publish your paint schemes somewhere? I know Ben's working on a video. I have yet to decide whether my paint scheme is going to be worth sharing, but we'll see, won't we? We'll see at the end of this stream. My team scheme is going to be blue and white, just based on the Tennessee
I'll discuss in the video that I put out, hopefully tomorrow, maybe later in the week, what paints I use in there. If I don't say it, I'll have it in the description.
If you need any help with any editing stuff, man, let me know. But
I absolutely will.
I thought it looked pretty good. Duncan Rhodes on Warhammer TV says, put Agrax Earthshade on the Elfheim Eagles yellow pants. The back of the box says, put a Fugan orange watch on the yellow pants. Who do I trust? Normally I would say trust Duncan, but Agrax over yellow will give it a very, very dirty effect. Like, it will. I love Agrax, but Agrax on yellow will undo a lot of your work. What do you think there, Ben?
I think if you're using Agrax to thin it down, you can use Agrax, it will thin it down. Yet the Fugan orange will make it like real
Fugan will make it
orange.
Make it pop.
Yeah.
Seraphim Scipio.
It's whatever you are.
If you want to be lazy. Seraphim Scipio is basically just watered down Agrax.
Yeah,
and you know what?
A bit more yellow in it.
Yeah. That might be a good halfway house. But if you've got Fugan, I would say use Fugan. And if you want to darken it up a bit, mix it in a little bit with Agrax. And then just apply it to the edges. Like the recesses that you want to be darkest.
Yeah, that's a good shout.
Ooh, Eczema Beard. That sounds interesting. Yeah, Millie put Ice Effect. Painting it now. This is for your Norse team, yeah? Morpheus has missed the primer colour for the sprue. I just went with Death Guard Green. I've used it for a ton of teams, actually. And tanks. It's a solid green colour. And
go-to green camo, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, there is a better one for Team Yankee, which is the Soviet one. The Soviet green works brilliantly. For everything in the world, but Death Guard Green is not bad, and Entoyment had it in stock, so I thought that'll do. Just get some spray on the go, get a wash, bring out the details, and then I can just paint up from the details.
You'll have to teach me one of these tank games at some point.
I'd love to, man. For ages I carried around essentially 2 Team Yankee armies and terrain in the boot of my car because I played a game with Craig. And then just never took them out, just in the hope that one night at club night, someone would be like, "Oh, I don't have anything. Could we play? Should we play a game?" And I'd be like, "Well, welcome to the Cold War gone hard." It would have been great. It would have been great. I've only played it a couple of times. It's cool. It's a cool game. It suffers from the car park effect though. There's just so many tanks and no space, so there's just tanks lined up row after row. And it doesn't look very realistic. You should be playing.
It's not like true scale. Yeah, not like true scale battlefields where you kind of have a realistic distance.
That's the really funny thing about 40k, isn't it? It's like this bolter is 24 inches range, and that is about 100 yards.
Yeah,
you could throw a football further than a bolter could shoot in 40k if you think about it.
You You can throw a grenade like 2/3 the distance your pistol can work in.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know why they don't just save cash and just throw rocks at each other. Xmabeard says, can confirm Agrax makes everything dirty. Yeah, it does, but it's a superb finishing colour. It's like the posterize effect for everything. It just lines everything. Buffski, sorry, I can't quite see the name because of the way the camera setting is. However, restream chat, what we got? Okay. It is Buffski. Hey Buffski, how you doing? David, Fugal Mosh it is, yeah. I think the website Paint Jobs and Box Art are using it on Yellow Elf Pants. That makes sense. A rock would be more effective than a lasgun, says Matt's BBL. That is incredibly true. Oh, I need to go back to that. There we go. Got to be careful of that. Got to be careful of that. Oh, it's so good to just chill out and paint, man. I mean,
busy week.
Yeah, very busy week. The Snotling's landing was a pretty nice distraction from everything.
Yeah,
I feel like I abandoned Tiff a bit much this week with the videos of the Snotlings and everything. But I'm sure she's...
Ease up next week. Just spend some more time, you know.
Oh yeah, we've got anyway. The day off tomorrow together, and I'm doing nothing hobby. It's going to be just chill with Tiff, which will be nice. Then we're going to IKEA on a bank holiday, which will probably be horrible, but it's nice to do. It's It's nice to do Muggle things every now and again. It's like, what do normal couples do on a bank holiday weekend?
Meatballs and IKEA.
Dude, the meatballs are very good.
Yes.
Morpheus says, hey, say hi to Dalford, Ben. He's watching on YouTube. Hey, Dalford, how you doing? Buffski, I'm good, thanks. Just finishing up at work. Who else has picked up the Snotlings then? Who else has got them on the painting table or on the to-do list? Because I think these are some of the most fun miniatures. I mean, Ben, I know I popped out the my 2020 Snotling team video today, and we're going to be talking about it on the podcast. But what's your starting lineup? Is it Grak or is it the one pump 3 bribes one?
I really liked the Grak one, just because, like you say, it gives access to kick teammate. And I think with Snots, you kind of got to go all in.
You got plenty of ammunition for it.
Yeah, I try and work out one to get a fungus flinger in though.
Oh,
so
I changed it up. I changed it up because of you.
Yeah.
Yeah, because of you. You pointed out that actually, with a certain list, you can get kick teammate, throw teammate, and a bomb in one turn.
Yeah,
and that just
sounds
too
amazing.
Good not to do. It does mean you only get one pump wagon, but I'm not. I don't think. I mean, I love the models, but I don't think they are actually that good. I could be wrong.
Yeah, we were saying, wasn't it? I think the pump wagon actively hurts the team build.
Yeah,
I think you can build better teams without it.
It should not be a secret weapon, or it should be at half the price.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Or it should be in ball and chain, like the secret team one.
Yeah.
Which I had a load of fun with in my games when running that one. Morpheus says team pitch and 5 sets of dice. Morpheus is planning his retirement fund there with Blood Bowl dice. I'm going to have to leave those guys because they've all fallen off the base. I've got myself some trolls as well.
What are you using for the trolls?
I got
you got some
two Troggers. Yeah, I've got a brand new box. But then Milton said I don't need these trolls, so I thought I would take them off his hands, help him out a bit. I think I'll go with green on these guys as well.
Yeah, got my ones here as well. Haven't finished them, but I'm gonna just sort of paint the rest of the team up and. The
3D printed ones. They look great.
Yeah, big fan of them actually. They do fit the team style quite well.
They really do. Matt's BBL says, I had some less than subtle hints. I'm getting them as a birthday gift. Very excited to build them up. Look, stick with the pump wagon. Like, I don't think it's as bad to build if you understand that you don't have to follow the instructions in that order. Like,
yeah, definitely that.
I think that's the most important thing. Maybe I should get another box and do a how to build a pump wagon kit without wanting to murder people.
That might be quite useful.
I did see a lot of that on the Blood Bowl community this week.
It was this bit. It was the getting the front barrel on with the 2 sticks that hold it to the body. You needed like 5 or 6 hands. I just didn't understand how you actually glue that.
Yeah, it was made slightly easier by the fact that I am a glue heathen and used super glue.
Yeah, I kind of renounced my sins.
Let's zoom out and get... Oh, yeah, forgot I'd zoomed in. There we go. Let's get the troll on the go. What do we got? Death Roller Syndrome. Yes, exactly, Death Roller Syndrome. Morpheus says, give you a couple of sets away in the charity bowl. Fantastic. Joe Solo, let's... Oh, Joe's a stunty fan. I think he's running some Snotlings sometime soon, actually. But Steve, they do look fun to paint. We've got 3 teams still to paint, so I'll wait on the Snotlings for the moment. Hey, if you've only got 3 teams left to paint, you are either a great painter or a very sensible man. I'm impressed. Extrabeard says, in any case, anyone interested in my Norse bases? Let's take Ben's camera on a little trip here. It's always risky opening things, especially from Extrabeard. I don't know if you guys can see those. You can see those. Huzzah.
Oh, they are very nice.
They are cool. I accept.
I'm going to leave them on.
That is really good, actually. And that's been done with a roller. Oh, man. Who needs
That's
a 3D
impressive.
printer, Ben?
Yeah, honestly.
Hello, evening, fellows.
Hey! It's Warhannam
How's it
himself. How the devil are you?
I'm good, thanks. You?
Yeah, not bad at all. I was very pleased to hear that your little boy, William, solved the health crisis today.
Yeah, very sensible solution.
I liked it. The resolution.
Build the virus a house,
Build the virus its own house and let it chill out
and then it
there.
won't bother anyone.
That is a really lovely thing to say. That's got to make you very happy as a dad.
Oh yeah.
First of all, that he's thinking about the problem, which is real, and
Yeah.
then coming up with such a lovely solution for everybody, including the virus.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. Everyone's a winner, really, aren't
Yeah, I think
He essentially like came up with quarantine on his own. Like,
yeah, which is itself very, very clever.
yeah.
I don't know. I think that's a win for children's television. There, he considered even the villains' feelings there.
Yeah.
So that's really good. Ian, what's on the table for you tonight?
they? You won't be surprised to hear Snotling.
Yeah, I'm a little bit surprised. You've been on a bit of a Lord of the Rings binge
Yeah,
recently.
yeah, definitely. The old Games Workshop specialist games machine is really
It's doing good
full
work.
swing at the moment.
You haven't
They are
liked it?
doing amazingly, aren't they?
Have either of you tried to pick up any of the Necromunda stuff? Necromunda?
No.
Necromunda.
I came close to the slave gang, the slave ogre gang.
Oh.
Yes.
They are very
They look
cool.
Yeah. I think that's very fair. But I think there's been lots of supply issues with the Escher stuff.
I heard that.
some-
Yeah.
I think it's mostly the cards,
Oh, the blooming cards and
the
things.
classic cards and dice.
Hey, I'm just really glad I haven't heard anybody struggle to get a pitch yet for the Snotlings. And
That's
that,
good.
Okay, that's good.
that was the serious issue that we had with Lizardman. Do you remember, Ian?
Yes, yeah, I remember that. And I ended up finding one in an independent somewhere in Weymouth. I think it was. So I was on holiday. I randomly saw that, but
Yeah, Ian
unfortunately
bought
you
it,
already
sold it on
picked
eBay, and now he's got 2 houses.
no, still on my cupboard. One for me, one for the virus.
Joe Solo says 2 boxes. 2 boxes of Snotlings for Joe. Zhao Yun, how you doing? Barry
Yeah, I
Wood.
think 2 boxes is the right way to go, actually, with the riotous rookies and all of that and swarming you get. I think you're going to need the extra snots.
Definitely. Barry Wood says, hi Ben, please can you console Morpheus as my Chaos Dwarfs are dicing his Norse as we both watch you paint, at least to ask for a shout out from me. I hope that game goes alright, guys. Matt's BBO, God, I hate painting black armor. I use black primer and it feels like I'm making no progress at all. Oh, Barry, he's offered. However, YouTube uses my real name. Hey, YouTube does weird stuff. I posted a video the other day. I posted the Undead team listing, and it just decided to rename it as the Lizardman one, even when I've changed it and redid the settings. Anyway, let's have a look. We've got an Ian cam. How do I make that cam bigger?
Sorry, I'll address the black armor from Matt's BBL. I am with you there. I have about 6 test models for Deathwatch, all various different ways to try black armor, and still trying.
That didn't work. That didn't work at all. Ben,
grey.
I'm so sorry. I disconnected the chat in the middle of you talking.
That's okay. No problem.
Sorry.
It's very interesting.
Then silence that.
And
Black armor? Don't even bother.
there was no plug for AK Interactive products either.
Not yet. Give him time. No, that hasn't worked. Let's join. I can't make Ian's camera any bigger for now, which is a shame. Are you guys still there?
Say again?
Are you guys still there?
I'm
Yep.
still here.
Alright, let's keep you central. Bring you in. And let's, most importantly, close the lid on both these shades, because that's asking for it. On camera as well. 2 shades open. Right, let's go here. Let's go here. Ian's camera's going to be a little bit squiffy for a bit, but he'll be fine because his painting is ridiculous good anyway. So. Doesn't need another trophy. Oh, you've not won a trophy in a while, Ian?
No.
And I'm sure that's not just because there's been no tournaments.
Ouch.
Well, there hasn't been any tournaments.
Oh, I thought you said it wasn't just because of that.
Oh, yeah, well, yeah, that's being sarcastic. Matt's BBL says, it's my Deathwatch kill team. Oh, being painted. Watch Sergeant, no arms at the moment as he's magnetised. Poopy Scoop says, dry brush with lead belcher for black armour.
I find that gives a good dark black metal armor. I think for actual black, if especially if it's like Space Marine, they often don't have metal chipping.
Is that where you end up using bluey grey or something, Ben?
Yeah. I tried blue, but then I just darkened it down again because I don't really like it. It looks like blue. Yeah, I don't know. The heavy metal style is to use blue, but it does look quite neon. Bit Tron.
Tron. Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
As long as you've got the neon green and pink to go with it.
Yeah.
If you're going to go Tron and you don't end up looking like one of those Velcro ball kits from your childhood, you're doing it wrong.
Oh, Butthead.
Ian knows.
Great game. Before your time, Other Ben.
I think so. I think it probably is.
Maybe.
Luckily-
I know what you mean. Like where you have to lob you have a little plate.
Yeah.
With, balls that stuck to it.
Oh, there's that.
Plate.
I thought
Oh,
that was
the one I was thinking of was the one where you basically have a scrum cap on. That's got Velcro pads, and you got to chuck a ball at them.
Oh, I don't remember your childhood being that fancy, Ian.
Yeah, I think my parents have still got it somewhere.
Wow, I'm impressed. I was never. Well, we never played with that when I was round. So clearly, you kept it for the good guests.
Yeah, too busy with Warhammer.
Oh yes, we were. And that hasn't changed, which is hilarious.
Yeah.
In 27 years. Actually, to be fair, we haven't been playing Warhammer for 27 years.
No.
24?
I don't know. Then I have to think about how old I am.
It's funny, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, we'll go with that.
I got my 15-year service badge at work this week. I was like, that really brought home the fact that I've been working for that company for almost half my life. It was quite a moment of realization. I was like, I joined this as a teenager and went on my gap year and never stopped.
I'm surprised you've been playing Warhammer for 24 years, seeing as that is the entirety of my life.
Yeah, we've been playing Blood Bowl since before you were born, Ben.
Genuinely, probably.
I think that's true. Yeah. There was the first game I got was 2nd edition Blood Bowl with the beautiful pitch, which I found actually. Turns out I could keep it, and painted it really badly, which is a shame. And then put polystyrene cement on it to look like battle damage. And I'm looking at this 2nd edition pitch, and I'm like, why did I do this? It's been ruined. It's been ruined. Yeah, so I must have been about 6 or 7 when my parents got me that from my cousin Clive. And then the year after, I think, I tried to get Ian to play. Ian was less than kind, as he was playing soccer ball with his friends, being the above-average goalie that he was for a long time.
I've got trophies for that too.
Yeah, good. You can buy anything online.
No, I just went to the trophy shop. There's nice cheap ones that you get engraved.
Is the trophy shop in Hythe still open?
Yeah.
Is that where we got our first Blood Bowl one from?
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah.
Classic. I was thinking about this the other day. Like we haven't obviously finished the last Blood Bowl season, and we never will now, because we're going to go straight into Blood Bowl 2020 when it goes live again. But with that season is going to be unfinished for the rest of time, and Lewis will not have to buy a trophy.
I think it's a rollover.
I think it's a rollover too. I think he just gets longer to save up for it. Ian, I'm going to be painting my wagons, and you advised Rhinox Hide as the best brown ever. I'm looking
Dryad
at it.
bark.
You told me to get Rhinox Hide. You said that was the magic paint. I did this with Bugman's Glow.
When did I say that?
In the group chat. That's why I bought it.
Nah, right, Dryad bark. I'm always banging on about Dryad bark.
I've never once have I heard you talk about Dryad bark until now.
Oh, it's time. I've recently got AK Interactive Burnt Umber to see if that will replace Dryad bark.
And
it's not the same. It's good. It's extremely good, but it's a bit like
it's good, but it's not Dryad bark.
It's not Dryad bark.
Man, I just found a whole new bottle of Druki Violet, and I bought one the other day. Flipping heck. Anyway.
Oh, you'll use it.
Right, that's a good wash.
Yeah.
Until Ian changes his mind and gets a new favourite paint.
I didn't say that. I said Gene Stealer purple.
I think I've got that too.
Isn't so great. Oh no, it's Magos purple. The contrast everyone knows about.
Oh, is that not a great one?
No, I don't think it's bad. I think it's just that obviously where contrasts aren't a sort of consistency.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the thinner ones.
Poopy
So
Scoop.
it's not necessarily a one coat, does it?
Right.
Painting cream washed with Agrax also makes a good timber look. That's interesting.
That's pretty interesting.
I do have a contrast paint that I could use. If you want to be on topic, what have I got? Dark Oath Flesh might work actually. It does come up with a reason. It's what I use as an undercoat for like dryads and treemen. A lighter shade that could work. Hey, the guys in the Blood Bowl game have had their first successful pass. Completed.
They're not using more dancers now. Stir.
Hey, gutters are still good. Gutters are still very good. They're not as good though, which is a shame. Matt Spivell says my Mournfang Brown and Mephiston Red have dried up. Yeah, Games Workshop paints. They love to dry up. Right, let's see if this is going to be useful. So we got Ian there painting on his Shadespire board. You know, I got moaned at in chat for not using a mixing thing. You didn't get moaned at. You're using a board game to paint on.
Well, no, I'm painting over it for that nice ambience. I'm actually using an ice cream tub with some paper in it.
I got shouted out for using a bit of wood. Which is,
I mean, to be fair,
is fair.
Actually, that soaks the paint up.
Oh, that's what they said as well.
You
Dark
bent by
Oath.
the time you finish this team.
Dark Oath Flesh is not going to do it. Just makes the green. It works really well over green actually, as a shade, but not as a paint. So never mind with that one. Just some drops of water. Matt's BBL stir with a cocktail stick. Boom. Back on the painting table. Oh, for the Mournfang Brown and Mephiston Red. Yeah. Right, Ian. Can I use?
Yeah.
Can I use Mournfang Brown? Is that okay? I mean, might be a bit insensitive to Matt's BBL, but.
Hang on, I think I've recently used that for my Rohan. Let me just have a look.
All right.
The thing about Lord of the Rings is you seem to need a lot of brown.
Everything
There's
is a
so
shade
many.
of brown, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think you can never have enough brown paints in the. I just realised.
You
How do
heard
I
it here
word that
first.
without sounding like you never enough brown? You know?
No. You're right. I went through a phase of painting everything brown because we bought the Realm of Battle board, and with it came like a liter of brown paint, and I used it
Really?
for absolutely everything. Yeah, it was amazing.
But it was like, although it was Games Workshop, it didn't have a shade name. It was literally just brown.
It was Games Workshop brown, and it was the best paint they
Wow.
ever made, except for chestnut ink.
What was it like? Was it acrylic? Or was
No,
it like
it was 100% a Games Workshop paint. I think that they just didn't want to market it as a replacement for about 37 other pots of the same brown paint. Like, because you could just go 50, just split it with a friend or another 10 friends, and you will end up with like 2 pots of paint. So they just called it Games Workshop Brown and never mentioned it again.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, like when I've been doing my board and my terrain, just having a massive tub of just brown emulsion is the best.
That's so
You can
good.
just like go crazy with that stuff.
Yeah,
You definitely don't.
I
Same
found
with
that.
like just
Oh,
cheap
Needs to
brown
spend
and
the
craft
load.
paint as well. Like that's always handy. Do a lot of bases and stuff with just brown craft paint, especially if it's just dirt undercoat. It just gets most of the colour there without having to like waste stuff.
So
Yeah, I'm kind of in the situation though where I use Dryad bark for everything, base wise.
now he does.
Yeah.
Give him 2 weeks,
And
it'll
now,
be a
now I
different
can't get
brown.
out of it.
Hey guys, can't get enough of this paint.
You tried Rhinox Hide yet?
Overrated.
Oh, killing me here, guys.
No, I do like Rhinox Hide. Rhinox Hide it's not too like Dryad bark's got the more greyness to it. Normfang is Rhinox is slightly redder.
Yeah.
It still works really well. And
Doom
I did
Ball light.
use it on the wood for my Rohan recently.
Yeah, the Rohan were looking
Yeah,
pretty
man.
great. Got a couple of bits in chat here. That looks like an aged oak. Stephen Loud won my first Sevens game with Ogres. Yes! 1-0 against Orcs. What's your experience of runt punting in 2016? Honestly, never done it. The rules for 2016 were a bit too... just a bit too pointless, and I think I just ended up just ogre mashing and never got a chance to kick one because I had a much better time just merrily blitzing with an ogre, because in 2016 the punt costs an entire blitz action, and I would much rather blitz than kick a dude. But now in 2020 it does not. It is an extra action,
That's
so
really
you can blitz, throw, then kick.
So is throw teammate in a similar situation at all?
Yeah.
So you can now do a pass and a throw teammate.
No. You,
Oh, it's not. I thought it was.
I did as well at first, but it said instead of a throw action.
Oh, so you can't throw a bomb either.
Oh no, bombs don't count as passing.
Bombs don't count. Okay.
Yeah, but you can only do it once per turn. That's the the sweet trick there.
Okay, so you can still do the kick, throw.
Or
bomb.
you can only
Yeah,
do
so-
one bomb a turn.
Yes, yeah, that changed.
Okay. So,
Which is
yeah.
probably it's like that's kind of fair enough.
But with the release of the Snotling team, that seems a little bit mistimed.
Yeah, but it means you can still take 2,
There's
and then
2
when one
bombers.
gets sent off, you can just
Yeah,
bring
but
another one.
they're 30k each. They're cheaper than a bribe.
Yeah,
Just
exactly.
take another one. Evening, gents. Loving Ben air painted his nails. I mean, snots.
Yeah, that's got
good.
to happen.
Yeah. What PSI is being used on the airbrush, Ben?
That is a good question. It's
On.
It's on.
It's set to on.
yeah, it's on. Yeah. Currently, it is 40.
40
40
PSI there, Poopy Scoop. Drew Creedy. Hey, Drew, how you doing? Just having a game with my superhero Wood Elves. That team is ridiculous, Drew.
Oh, I love that so
Absolutely
much.
incredibly done. Constantine is my favourite because Constantine is my favourite.
Constantine is awesome.
I didn't realise Constantine with DC. There you go. DC did do something right. Oh, shots fired. Poopy Scoop, did you see the pump wagons doing a wheelie on the Blood Bowl community Facebook page? Looks much better. And like the stone on the back is tilting the wagon. That's genius. That is genius, actually.
That did look cool, actually.
Imagine that's how it fouls, right?
Oh,
A little bit of a crush.
don't know. Well, yeah. I with that thing, you could have been expecting it to have throw teammate as well.
Yeah.
Just catapulting in. Oh man, base coating brown is not fun. I wish I had dried bark to make it better.
Should have sprayed those brown.
Yeah, I didn't have a brown spray. I do like the brown spray, but I think I gave it to
I haven't even been brave enough to attempt building one yet.
Have you not, Ian?
No.
Oh, is that because you're waiting for us to learn from our mistakes and swoop in and be like, wasn't that hard? Here's this amazing thing that I built in a night, because Ian is just has the most ridiculous productivity. It is very impressive. What else we got? Yeah. No, I like that. So, team names, team colours, guys. What do we got?
What about you, Ben? You start.
I am going for the Tootwald Tiny Titans, and they're going to be blue and grey, based off the Tennessee Titans from NFL. And because I thought that actually, with a grungy, wow, something sold out. I wonder if that's the tickets for. That's from Rob. That's interesting. Oh yeah, guys, Rob's going to join us at 9 to talk about his next tournament, which will be cool. Nice to have him on board. Let's see. I'm sure he's got some Snotlings as well, or he's printing his own. He's on a bit of a blood tithe binge at the moment, printing everything he can.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's a question for you, and I think Ben, you can weigh in here. What's harder, building the pump wagon or the Pro Elves?
Pump wagon. Yeah, Pro Elves aren't easy, but Pump Wagon is like
no hesitation there.
Not at all. Pump Wagon. It was not fun.
I cannot stress the second one is so much easier to build.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I'm getting bored of this tiny brush. This tiny brush is not working out for me. I need a bigger brush that's painted like a tank, like the tank that it is, the Armor 8 Strength 5 tank. There it is. Matt Spiegelberg says mine are going to be the Toxie Shroom Terrors, purple and pink to contrast the green. Ooh, well done. I like that. That's old school colours. What are the stats of the pump wagon? It is strength 5. Oh, armor 9.
It's a troll, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a good troll though. It's not a good troll actually. It's the same move.
It's a weapon troll as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a worse troll. Oh, but it doesn't even have throw teammate. Well, it should have because it's got a catapult on it.
And it gets sent off after as well.
It comes with jugs. That's it.
Cool.
It comes with jugs. Yeah. It's if you're gonna blitz with a troll, you can blitz with this one.
I really feel like they made it and then like forgot to take off secret weapon or something. It just feels really odd.
Oh, it does, doesn't it? I don't. The secret team designs were so much better.
Yeah.
They were just so much better. You all right over there, Ben?
Me?
Yeah.
Or is it? Can you hear the airbrush sound?
Can we hear the airbrush?
Sorry. Yeah.
That's why someone politely tried to ask what PSI you've got it on.
Okay. I'll tell you what. I'll go on mute for a bit because this stage is going to be noisy as heck. So, yeah. We're messing up over here.
Who was it? It was Poopy Scoop. Absolute comment of the night. That was the most polite thing ever. It wasn't bad until you just went to absolute town.
Yeah.
However, I think it's nice to just show off the airbrush. Ian, where's your airbrush?
Yeah. Sorry?
Where's your airbrush? I thought you were planning on getting one.
Yeah, I decided I didn't need one.
just that good. Me and Dryad Bark, we've got this.
I like people being able to hear me.
Wow.
They're actually quite rude, really. No. Nah.
Fantastic. That was excellent. No, I've always wanted one, but I don't know. I just don't know. It's the cleaning element of it, you know? It's the amount.
Yeah, that does put me off.
I mean,
it's not that bad if you stay on top of it. When it builds up, it's horrible.
Just look at my actual car. bless him. Triplo said that there's a slight camera line. It is the camera line is there because I've got the additional light here, which is throwing out the lighting of the room. So I've got a little bit of a halo effect on the camera, and I don't know how to fix that today. I think I might need to just get an extra camera, an extra light. I just, any excuse to buy more lighting equipment. Yeah.
You found your bulbs in time in the end, did you?
No, I've got some LED ones that I used for mobile shooting, and they're great. They come with they've got all the coloured filters. They're variable lighting, variable brightness settings and stuff. That's why I did it in Toyment. So I'm just using them now. But yeah, the overhead light did give a much more consistent glow effect. Poopy Scoop says, "Oh my god, not looking forward to the build. Still waiting on mine to arrive from Wayland Games." He says, "Was not why I asked the PSI." Honestly, Poopy Scoop, even if you didn't, it's it's hilarious. Absolutely.
I'll take this time as well to apologise to anyone 5 minutes back who had to witness me adjust the chafing I had in my jeans. The camera had slightly pointed onto, my lap. And I was there just happily adjusting the chafing.
Yeah,
we pride ourselves on being
It's meant to be behind a paywall, that, isn't it?
Yeah, we pride ourselves on being family friendly. We haven't started the OnlyFans yet.
That is not. That's not on the page. Not even Patreons get access to that. Oh, that's brilliant.
No one had to do that.
More lighting, Benji, new hobby, absolutely. Although, when Ben printed out and painted his trolls, Tiff did say, "Wow, maybe you should get a printer." And she's been dangerously positive about the prospect of a 3D printer. But with the space is the studio now. I don't think I can fit a 3D printer in here. No. Apparently, I need extra lights anyway. But
you could put those on top of the 3D printer.
I could print 3D lights. I could print lights.
Oh yeah.
See, it's all the 3D printer thing. Just feels like bad sci-fi waiting to happen. We've all seen it. Like there's that episode of every sci-fi ever where there are replicators of one type or another.
If you stay on top of doing your rituals and prayers and stuff to it every day, then it's not so bad.
Oh yeah, poor Men of Iron. Didn't work for them. Really shit. Right, okay guys, if you're watching and you haven't built your pump wagon, paint it with the lid off. Paint it without being fixed in and 100% in. Do that as well. There is a stick. There is a stick that comes in 2 parts. Just ignore it.
Okay.
You have to put the lid on and then glue the other part of the stick so it goes through the lid, through the roof of the vehicle. So it looks like the stick goes all the way through, but it wouldn't. Just I don't know. Do something different. Learn from mistakes.
Do a sub-assembly of some sort.
Yeah, definitely. That lid, just paint it separately. It'll save you work. Matt's BBL says, "My Wayland Heretic guys took a bloomin' age to come. I got a refund and the next day they came through. It's been a month and I'm starting to think I have an extra free box of Heretic Astartes. Haven't opened them yet."
They've probably got enough complaints to worry about chasing you up, to be honest.
Wayland Games. What a I'm sure they're a lovely bunch of folks. I really do believe they are probably a lovely bunch of folks, but they do struggle. However, you know what? From working a bit closer with Entoyment and from seeing is it Alchemist Workshop that are really good on Twitter in?
Yeah, they're really good communication.
Yeah. It's interesting to see just how difficult it is for these third-party places to get everything they order from Games Workshop. I mean, we saw this week Alchemists were like, "Hey guys, we ordered 57 of the Clan Escher? No, wait.
Yeah, was it the Escher cards?
Yeah, the Escher.
House Escher.
That's it. House Escher.
Between Clan Escher.
Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Ben. Stuff, and we got 15. And I know that obviously the 40k starter set was a bit of a cluster anyway, wasn't it? From everywhere because of scalpers. But I think they really struggle. Third parties really struggle to get exactly what they order from Games Workshop.
Yeah, I can imagine it's really frustrating, because obviously their business rides on it. Yeah.
Poopy Scoop says, half tempted to cut off some of the pump wagon wheels and make it look like it's stuck in the mud doing a wheelie trying to get out. Nice. There's a lot of modelling potential here. Triple O says, there's always space for a printer and it can print everything you ever know. Everything you never knew you needed. Matt's BBL says, meanwhile my entoyment snotlings took a day to come. Excellent. Morpheus, apparently not hard. Poopy Scoop, what? Waylands are iffy? I'm still waiting for my snotlings. Will they ever arrive? Oh, I don't know if I want to break it to him. Morpheus says, ordered my pitch team box and 2 extra dice box from third party. Was cheaper and will be here before my Games Workshop order. Yes, it is cheaper than Games Workshop and they do generally arrive sooner, but you will absolutely 100% get it if you order it from Games Workshop. Because this is what happened with the Lizardman. When the Lizardman stuff came out, the pitches were so limited that only the people who had forked out the extra 20-25% to get them from Games Workshop actually received them anywhere near on time. Because we couldn't even get... could we get a copy for the review?
I think you ended up buying it.
No. We ordered 3 and 1 arrived. There was one for Craig, one for Rick and one for myself, and only 1 turned up, which is crazy. Morpheus says, untrue. So get this, when Ogres came out... Ooh... ... So Ian, are you going to build...
Folks.
Hey Rob!
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good mate, how are you?
Yeah, really, really good.
Let me just pop the background music off for a second so we can hear you nice and clearly. There we go. So, how's things, Rob?
Really good, yeah. I've just in the last 5 minutes sold the last of the tickets for this year's or next year's North Wales Carnage Cup. Hopefully there'll be more tickets coming out soon, but I wasn't expecting them all to go today.
That is fantastic. I mean, I know you were planning on coming on here and talking it up. Well done.
Yeah. I thought by this point I might have 2 or 3 tickets sold.
Yeah. Oh no,
Speaking of supply issues.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You sponsored by Games Workshop there, Rob.
Definitely not a supply of Blood Bowl tournaments.
So,
I think including my tournaments, I think there's 11 planned for next year so far.
Well, we've got
people being quite cautious.
We're still going to go ahead and plan in all of ours, all 5 of ours next year. And we've got our one coming up in October. So Rob, talk us through the tournament anyway, even so that when everything calms down and you can open more tickets up for sale, we've got a good idea what it's about.
Right, so it's a 2-day 6-round tournament in Wrexham. The venue itself hasn't been 100% nailed down yet because I've got somewhere in mind and they want to host it, but with everything that's going on, they can't quite commit to it yet.
That seems reasonable.
It is a great venue. I've got planned on-site parking, bar, all the other important things. So 2-day 6-round tournament, and each year, this is the third time I've run it, each year there's a kind of bit of an evolving theme, and this year it's weather, basically. So there's about 19 different weather that could take effect during the game. And as well as the standard Games Workshop Weather Mage, there's also rules for an apprentice Weather Mage, which will set you back a grand total of 20k, or a master Weather Mage, which is 100k. And anyone can add those to their teams.
That's interesting. Could the Weather Mage, like the master Weather Mage, what does that do?
So the master Weather Mage has a slightly toned down version of Lightning Bolts. So instead of hitting on a 2+, it hits on a 4+. And also it can do the changing weather spell that the standard Weather Mage can do, and a new spell called Changing Seasons. So if you've seen the Wood Elf Spike, there's a load of different
seasonal weathers, yeah.
There's 4 seasonal weathers in that. summer, spring, autumn, winter. And then you've got your regular standard normal weather table. So the way it works in this tournament, at least, is at the start of the game, you work out what your weather mage bonus is, which is essentially points you get for each weather mage you've got. You roll the dice, add your weather mage bonus, and then the winner gets to pick which table you'll be using. And the master weather mage lets you change the table at some point during the game if you want to.
That's very cool. I mean, last year's theme was beer. Is that right?
Yeah, so, I mean, the story is that there's this kind of Howard Hughes-esque guy who inherited a brewery and lots of money and was a bit obsessed with Blood Bowl, so decided what
Good
better
lad.
than a big Blood Bowl tournament. And he uses his virtually unlimited amounts of beer to promote that. So each team has access to a variety. I think there's 7 different beers. They're just inducements that can do different things. So he uses those to kind of promote his events. Different teams can take, or all the teams can take the same ones this year for the same price, because that was just too complicated last year. And yeah, so there's the kind of beer element to it, which hopefully now is less problematic than last year. No one's asked any questions about it so far, so hopefully it's all good.
Oh, Rob, you're experienced enough TO to know that'll happen 2 weeks before the event.
I mean, so far all the questions, I'm not wishing to be rude to anyone who's been asking me questions and is also listening to this, but all the questions I've been asked so far have been answerable by reading the rule pack.
The classic.
Oh, well, you know, you're expecting too much there, mate.
It probably helps that I know that rule pack off the top of my head.
You've been working on it for a little while,
hundreds of hours on it. Yeah, I've spent far too much time on it. So I can instantly know exactly where in the rule pack it is, and maybe I've not done a great enough job at the layout, so other people can't find things as quickly as I can.
That's brilliant, mate. Well, just out of interest, obviously we've got our tournament coming up 2 months.
Yep.
2 months time, and what's your numbers limit for the first
So
first wave?
at the moment I've done 16 tickets.
That's freezing.
So they're all selling at full price, and then I've got 4 kind of reserve slots, which I'm going to take a 50% deposit for. So if anyone wants to get on that reserve list, let me know, and I can take money off you. And if you want it back at any point, you get it back without any questions. And then if a slot becomes available, the people on the reserve slot will get first dibs at it. And hopefully I'm going to be upping the numbers. I would like to get it to the kind of 30, 36,
That's brilliant.
40-ish type count if I can. The venue I've got in mind could hold 40 people in relative comfort if everyone was willing to be shoulder to shoulder as kind of normal Blood Bowl events end up being. But with the way things are at the moment, I want to thin it out as much as possible so people do have lots of space around them.
Oh, that's
Hence why 16 makes sense. But seeing the interest that's available, then maybe I go out and look for a different venue that can hold more people in more space.
No, that's brilliant, mate. I'm glad you're taking into consideration the different spaces. And one final time, what was the date for the tournament next year?
So it's the 10th and 11th of April.
Oh, so not very far at all, which is pretty damn cool.
It's 8 months. It's a lot further away than it feels like and a lot closer than it's going to seem.
It'll be here in no time. Don't you worry about it. Nah, that's brilliant. That's absolutely brilliant, Rob.
It's the weekend after my birthday.
Oh,
I did originally have it planned for the weekend of my birthday, but then family members pointed out that maybe they'd want to see me for my birthday. I thought that was unreasonable, but you know.
That's not bad. We've had to move Bonehead Bowl next year because it would have clashed with my wedding.
I'm sure you can postpone that without me.
Yeah.
The Manor Bowl Stunty Cup always seems to fall on my wife's birthday weekend.
Oh, Rob.
That's hard.
I mean,
You got away with it last year. Or this year. You got away with it.
It was the year before. The only way this works is my wife's family, and I'm guessing my wife is probably listening to this. Upstairs in the bedroom. But my wife's family come from Birmingham, from Cannock,
Yes.
not far away. So I kind of do the whole sort of 6 months out. Oh, should we go visit your family for your birthday again this year? And then sort of 6 weeks out. Oh, by the way, there's a Blood Bowl tournament I'm going to. I don't think I could get away with that for the third time in a row. I need to.
You don't know unless you try.
Chase the dates. Yeah.
It was cool. It was cool to see you there last year. Or this year. It just feels like a different year.
Yeah, I know I came on here to plug my own tournament, but if people are looking for a fun and different Blood Bowl tournament, then the Secret League and Stunty League ones are great.
Oh, well, we agree with that because we've got a whole bunch of Secret and Stunty League teams eligible for Mega Bowl. So, the horror-themed stuff. How have I got 75 copies of Elysian Green and no Death Guard? Goodness me. There it is. There it is. It's fine. That's wicked, Rob. You're more than welcome to stay and hang out and chat with us if you like. Or...
Yeah, I will do. If anyone has any questions to ask, then I'm happy to answer them. Unfortunately, I can't actually see the chat, so someone will have to shout them out to me.
On it. I'm just about to look through chat now. So, we have to go back a little way. So, Morpheus says, ordered my pitch, team box, and 2 extra dice. Let's put the background music back on. From third party was cheaper. We'll be here. Get this. When Ogres came out, I ordered 3 box teams, 3 sets of dice, and they took my order, charged my card, sent me an email that trolls were working on the order. Nathan Woods says, well done, Rob, by the way. Garsty said, Blood Bowl becoming stronger in North Wales. Pooper Scoop says he had no confirmation email from Waylands. And Morpheus says 7 days later they said, sorry, we don't have the dice. We are going to refund you the money via e-gift card. Take your receipt to the store and get a refund for your dice from your receipt. So I went back to the store, got the refund for the Ogre dice, logged back from the store. They had Ogre dice back on their website. Ordered 3 kits again. 3 days later says, sorry, don't have the dice. Called customer service. Ooh, that's tough. Gave another e-gift card for double the cost of those 3 dice. So
it's quite a scheme going on here. I can see where it's going.
Yeah, so ended up with 135 in e-gift cards. Went to the third party, got his 3 dice.
So I think the trick is here to order the dice from Games Workshop and hope they don't have them. Is that what we're going with?
Kind of, yeah, I think so.
Where's my creative piece?
I've had good luck finding. I mean, I found in January the Death dice in just a random small game shop that I happened to go into.
Yeah,
I've had good luck finding things that shouldn't exist at sensible prices in shops that no one goes into. So if you ever are away from home, it's always worth going and having a look in the local game shop.
That is what Ian was saying earlier. That's where he got his Lizardman pitch. Just in a random game shop in Weymouth. Just got a few more people in the chat to say hello to. We've got Reverend Timothy Hafner. This is great. Got my giant set up to paint. Yes, so pleased to see we've got some giants out there. Rob says, Rob living dangerously. Matt's BBL says pre-quarantine was a different era, never mind year. That's incredibly accurate. I think that I do genuinely consider everything before the lockdown last year, you know. We just had an extra year.
I do too. Was that someone's username as Rob living dangerously?
No.
That
No. That was Garsty. Garsty telling you that you were living dangerously there. I'm assuming that was with the old wife's family play. Which was cool, which was my benefit.
I know my wife has a Twitch account that she watches these things on, but she won't tell me what the name is for it. So I was just wondering whether it was Living Dangerously.
Maybe it is. Maybe it is.
Infiltrating.
I like that. That's cunning. Zeph in the chat. How you doing, Zephyr? Poopy Scoop says, check my tracking and it says status, pre-order, payment accepted, nothing about dispatch or delivery date. Oh man, Wayland Games. Not doing a good job. N. Hoyle. I've been trying to watch your stream since your winners and losers YouTube video. I don't know if you remember, I was the one who left the comment. It'd be good to see your thoughts on the new rules to winners and losers, specifically dwarves and jumping prone players. Why can I never see you on your scheduled times? To be fair, where I've been moving house, not really streamed much the last few weeks. Just not been able to. Like, just not been able to at all, but it's nice to see you joining us. Is the Slave Giant in BB 2020? Not yet. Every time that question gets asked, it hurts a little bit more. Especially as what Ben and I had planned with a whole bunch of giants. Right, I need to dry brush these in the right order. I don't want to get the old mix all in there. Garsty, I was lucky with my ogres as Mark in 4th Planet Games sorted them out for me. And Dave Dog
Mark's
shopping.
My boss, he's awesome.
There you go. Well then, Garsty, whoever Garsty is, bought a pitch there from your boss. So
I don't know when he did it, but last Thursday, I think Thursday before last time I was in, I think we still had at least a ogre pitch in stock and a couple of spikes. I think an ogre and a mixed team spike. So if anyone's desperate for those things, either send me a message or find the 4th Planet Games webpage. Sorry for plugging commercial things.
No, that's fine.
That's why you're here.
I think the important thing is that
Did you say that's why we're here, Ben?
We're here for Rob to...
I just think the
That's why
important
we
thing
like
is
to away.
that it means that that's probably not his wife, which I think means the puzzle, the quest continues to try and find out who Rob's wife is on Twitch. the great mystery. Sam Wilson, hi. Gilliam 414, hi. Evening all. Matt's BBL says Entoyment and Travelling Man are the best I've bought from. Seriously, Entoyment is a great little shop, and buying from them helps support us, which is really, really cool. Not directly, but just the better they do, the more stuff we can run there, and the better price support they give us, really. But they do a really good job. I've never been let down by them. I know that there's a few people out there who had issues with them years ago, but I think that was just back in the dark days of gaming. But they are solid. They have never let us down. I was so pleased to get these guys as early as we could. Getting them on the Wednesday was absolutely brilliant. I think, Rob, you got yours on the Wednesday, didn't you?
I haven't actually picked mine up yet.
Oh, disgraceful.
And you're sort of the reason why. I saw your review and thought, I'm not actually going to get time to sit down and read this over the weekend, so I might as well leave it in the shop for now.
Right. That reminds me, Rob, your YouTube stuff is coming along brilliantly.
Oh, beat me to it. I was waiting to ask.
Thank you very, very much. I don't know how that happened.
No, it was so good, so good. Ben actually dropped me a message and was like, hey, do we need to get Rob doing more stuff for the podcast? Do we want to put him, do we want to put his stuff on the channel? I was like, well, I think he's happy doing his own thing, but yeah.
I know, I'm loving it. I like watching each episode. I thought it was hilarious. As soon as the flamethrower came out, like...
Yeah.
I think this sounds like something I've got to catch up on.
Oh, Ian, you really do. 3D printed pitch versus a blowtorch is Rob's most recent video.
It's possibly the most recent one published.
Blood Bowl pitch versus train.
There's a train track just next door. Don't tempt me.
We just need to get Nathan to tempt you.
For anyone who's not seen it, there is a kind of logical progression from can it fall off a table to when it survives a blowtorch attack. It didn't just start out like me blowtorching things. And these aren't the Games Workshop pictures, they're 3D printed ones I printed.
Yeah.
Or that one had something else in it.
Now, Rob, is that not Headlock Holmes? Is that not Nathan?
Headlock Holmes is Nathan.
Yeah, that does not surprise me at all. Great guy.
Headlock Holmes Nathan is the guy who's done the cover art for this year's rules pack and
really?
the kind of referee that turns up.
Oh, that's fantastic! What an absolute legend!
If anyone is looking for any artwork to be done, give him a shout.
And just I mean, he's a great coach as well. We've got a few things in chat here. Says, guys, who do you think will be the next Forge World star players made? Who do you think is going to come next?
I think
see something on the Blood Bowl community.
Yeah.
That spotted what's his name?
Creep.
The Verminator.
In the video game.
Ross Groucho was in the video game.
Yeah.
Or at least someone resembling him. But
Yeah.
Oh, that's
aren't there
definitely
3
Creek.
stars in Blood Bowl 2020 that haven't got miniatures yet?
Yes, there's a
Sheepskin,
few.
or whatever his name is, and I can't remember the rest. I would have money on them coming out either
Before anything
before
else.
or within sort of 3 months of the new Blood Bowl.
Well, I got shamed on Twitter because I forgot that Gloriel Summerbloom was a miniature. But Gretchen, yeah, I just completely forgot. I thought that was the.
I remember you saying that, and I didn't want to correct you on the spot. I
no.
noticed too late.
I thought it was the fairy one. The other, like the stunty one. I thought it was the stunty one. But no, Gretchen, the Blood Bowl Widow, the dwarf undead guy, and Creek Rustgouger, I think, and Rumbelow. Yeah, so it could be some
Can't
cool
remember. I
miniatures.
think it's Hungry Troll to a Blood Bowl ghost miniature, which is very definitely not a
Punga.
type thing.
Punga got
I
one
can't
coming.
remember. I can't remember who it is, but they did it in clear resin when they first released it, like 200 in this type thing.
Oh, that's very
I
cool.
really wish I'd got one because they look so good. It's one of those things that's made me wonder whether I'm going to go out and get some clear resin just to print that in for my printer.
Oh, we all know you are. And then as long as you test it out versus a blowtorch, it's on brilliant.
Isn't the it could be misremembering it. The art for Gretchen,
Yes.
isn't it very much just like one of the Banshees that came out for AOS?
It looks
Because
very
there's been a
similar.
few like that which really resemble existing models, like when they did the old Loki of Felheart
Oh
slash
yeah, definitely.
Kraken Mask dude.
I think Gretchen is actually a proper. It is not quite as stylized as the chain rasps and doesn't has the long hair of the
Mermorns.
pre-chain rasp Banshee. I think she's got curly hair and is in kit. If I remember correctly, the story goes that because it was the day of a big Blood Bowl match, her husband had her buried in Marauder's kit as part of the decorations he's putting up around his house to celebrate them. And that's how she ended up playing Blood Bowl. I think the artwork kind of matches that, which doesn't. I mean, I think you can probably quite easily, with a bit of green stuff and a knife and an old Blood Bowl miniature and an old Banshee miniature, bash something out. But I think it looks different enough to be something they were planning.
So I'm going to look this
makes
up now. It's been a while.
I would go and look it up, but my bookcase with the books on is right next to my daughter's bed.
Oh yeah,
and
no,
I
you're
don't
quite
want to
right.
go
She's
there.
got armor on.
He's got it. Yeah, I think those guys will be the most recent ones, the ones from the book. I would like to see Ripper again soon, because it just feels weird not to have Ripper.
He's such a staple. I think Goblin teams are going to really miss that.
Oh, they've got Grak now. Everybody's got Grak. Literally everybody's got Grak.
He's less fun though, isn't he? No one wants
There's
Grak
no-
and Crumble.
Like Helmut Wolf being available for every team and Grak being available for every team, it feels like they've just reduced the amount of stars and spread them around a bit. Oh, ow.
It's pretty interesting having the chainsaw on every team, isn't it? Because there are some teams that really kind of wanted them before that.
Well, yeah, not according to Ian Triplo. He says that elves shouldn't use chainsaws after running his Canite Assassins teams for 4 rounds.
Yeah, that's very true.
Got a couple other bits in chat. Sam Wilson says, I like the Snotlings. Like the Snotling you painted, by the way. I assume that's Ben's fancy coughing guy.
Oh, thank you. I've just absolutely ruined this one by not waiting till the paint is dry, so it's all flaking off his head.
Oh, nah, patience is for the weak. Garsty says, nah, I'm the Whispering Demon which lured Robin. The mystery continues. Poopy Scoop says, on Games Workshop website, I can understand why Snotlings are temporarily out of stock online, but how are Lizardmen also out of stock? That is interesting, actually. Gilliam says, waiting on mine, expecting Monday. Zeph says, good, thanks. Waiting on a back order of the Almanac annuals that I ordered before the leak. Unsure if they'll ever come. Wouldn't mind, but I've ordered a 40k Primarch and some Horus Heresy books within the same order that's been held to no. As long as your fancy knights are okay, though, Zeph. Gilliam says, maybe people are preempting the new lizard and dwarf meta. Ooh. You know what? I think they are probably up there now. Dave Dogger, my copy of BB 2016 main box set from Wayland Games ended up burnt in a mail van fire in Spain. That is horrific. But
That
sums
is the
up.
worst horror story I've heard so far.
That is the most
It's a
Wayland
nice-
Games story out there, I think.
Blue and green smoke. It's the plastic.
Oh no, that is awful. I still have the emails. He says, "Oh, that's that is something."
Oh wow.
Matt's BBL needs to get back
Frame
into
it.
streaming and YouTube content. Actually, recording some stuff tomorrow. Matt, that is fantastic. When it's up, let us know. We'll share the deets. It's got to be sheepskin, right? He has rules. He does have rules. Sheepskin needs a model, and Gretchen will probably come up with Necro. That makes a lot of sense. Scroll Half-Fight is the dwarf guy. Yep. Leith says, I would say Rumble. All the Skink twins. My sleeper pick would be Barrack Farblast. That'd be pretty cool. Nathan Woods. I'd take a chainsaw sprue so I can go to town. That'd be interesting. Just an upgrade sprue with chainsaws and things. Gareth, loving all the 2020 videos, guys. Keep them coming. Thank you very much. And Matt's BBR asking the question we are all interested in, which is which Primarch, Zeph? If he's got it on order, it can't be the Dark Angels. It can't be Lionel because he's not out yet. Is he out yet? He was spoiled recently, wasn't he?
Not yet.
I think he's just gone up for
Just got.
release, hasn't he?
I think he's out next
He
week,
was in.
then.
He was in today's article, I think.
You know, I haven't even had a chance to check the Warhammer community this weekend either. So I was very, very glad when I saw the Lumineth stuff in our group chat because at least there was no new Blood Bowl news to panically make
Have
Into the
you
a
Dark.
seen those
Should be here
dice
soon.
though?
Oh yeah.
Aye.
How many packs of those weird tubular dice have you ordered, Rob?
No packs. But the Reeves I've ordered no packs, and that's because I'm seriously wondering whether I can design. Shape-wise, they're relatively simple, so even I can probably design and 3D print them. And if I then did that with Blood Bowl logos on for block dice, then maybe I can do myself a set of those.
You probably could, to be honest. Ooh,
Yeah.
Loath and Blue looks promising. Garsty says, please don't let Nathan get his hands on chainsaws. Mortarion. Oh, Mortarion. Mortarion? Mortarion? What are we going to go with there?
Your own
It's a
preference, I
big
think. Rob.
galaxy. People are going to call them different things in different places.
Yeah.
Oh,
He's been called worse.
well played. He's been called worse, most definitely. Heretic. Gonna have him lead his knights. Oh man, Zeph's knights are amazing. Some seriously good conversion work, and I love him. I think they look great. It's got a proper BattleTech vibe. I need a proper blue. Come on, what have we got? Ugh, McCrag.
So as Nathan's in the
Ian.
group chat,
Sorry, Rob.
as Nathan's in the group chat, a thing he keeps going on about as one thing is basically like an upgrade sprue for Blood Bowl. Things with, he mentioned chainsaws there, but like open hands or hands holding balls or that kind of stuff. What do you think of that kind of idea? Do you think Games Workshop
I
do
would
it?
love it. I really don't think we'd see it. That's just the cynical in me. The cynic in me. I
Guys,
think it.
I would take a sprue of shoulder pads.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To just stick on trolls and things. But no,
That's cool. That's called 40k orcs.
yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
I feel
very
bad
true,
because
yeah.
I keep ransacking your bits box in.
Hey,
That's
ransack away.
That's what friends are for. That would be a very sweet thing, and I just it seems like a bit of a no-brainer for a third party to produce it. But I think they'd have to it wouldn't sell the volume to make it worthwhile. Like I could see Puppets War or Cromlech or something doing that because I think one of them has some orc hands.
Yeah,
But it's not quite enough.
I think that Puppets War that do the Orc hands, because it's basically the only Blood Bowl thing they do. It's a bit weird, but yeah.
I think you'd end up with so much waste, though. Let's say you wanted, bits for one team. Would they have to put in hands for every race? Would they have to?
But most races could get away with human hands, right? I mean, elves, human.
Yeah. You are quite right. If I think let's pass the blame here. If Guild Ball hadn't just folded, it might have been useful.
Yeah.
Wild claims. Awesome idea. This is Games Workshop, and Nathan already makes his own better than what's on offer. Yeah, but I don't know
I'm
why.
still waiting for a pack of mushrooms from Games Workshop.
Yeah,
The basics.
we should probably just get Ben to 3D print us a billion of those.
That's the easy solution nowadays.
We
Isn't it?
just get Ben to print some. I know, Ben, your to-do list for printing must be horrific for us all at the moment.
How are my fences doing?
Right, yeah.
Rob, is your group like
do
this?
Yeah, sometimes. I'm trying to get this pitch printed. I've had last night I recorded 3 or 4 YouTube videos, and one of them is this is all the things that's gone wrong with my printer in the last 2 months. And
Is that just to tell your friends?
But yeah, pretty much. But the screen broke on it, so it's been out of commission for about 6 days, and it should in the next 20 minutes be finishing a print, which happens to be Blood Bowl miniatures.
Yeah.
They're Blood Bowl miniatures based on artwork by Nathan that I had someone on Fiverr design for me.
Oh man,
Which
that
will
is,
end up being
that's
end up being
living the
another-
dream there, Rob.
It costs a lot less money than I thought it would. And
This is danger. We're in danger zone now.
they are possibly not the best quality miniatures ever. I mean, they're 3D printed for a start, and I'm very happy with the design of what I paid for them, but they're not Games Workshop quality kind of design, if that makes sense. But I'll do a YouTube video on that sometime, and yeah, I'm happy with it. But I don't know where this sentence is going. But yeah, that's what I'm printing at the moment.
Oh, that is cool.
There'll be a chance to win a few of those. The idea was that after the initial hype of the release of the rules pack went out, I would make some more hype by running a few competitions to win a few of those in a few weeks' time.
That's
But, yeah.
good.
So talking of
Speaking of competitions, Ben.
yeah,
Sorry, I was going to ask about your writing one. I need to email my entry over. When
Dude,
does that finish?
that was literally what I was jumping into. Good man.
Oh, awesome.
I was going to say, talking of
Look.
yeah. So yes, the writing competition, the short story competition, end of September, and we are working with
there we
Rob.
go.
I was going to clue Rob in. I was going to say, Rob, we've had about half a dozen entries, which is
I know
very
of
cool.
at least a couple more in the works.
Oh yeah, it's been great.
If people are looking for ideas of that kind of thing, I'll be putting out, I recorded a few last night, videos on different bits of Blood Bowl's lore that I've written to go along with my tournament. And I'll branch out into actual real proper Blood Bowl lore.
Oh, that's cool. Kind of 2+
So
tough
yeah.
style.
Pardon?
2+ tough style. 2+ tough is a chap who does AOS lore videos.
I've not seen
Much
those,
more now.
but-
eh?
But that's the kind of idea. I'd like to do kind of sort of the 3 to 5 minute long videos covering different star players or different teams or different stadiums or whatever. It's just the research involved is immense. Even when it's stuff I've written myself, I'm spending like half an hour reading over my notes before recording video. It's stupid.
Yeah, I know that feeling. You get a bit more cavalier as you go on, though. So you guys have probably
Yeah,
seen this from my
yeah.
stuff. Is that I think Ben, you've probably experienced this from recording the episodes. Like now they're just. I feel like they're way more fluid now.
Yeah, it becomes like easier, I think. I think when you start, it's obviously you stick into the script, you're really conscious of stuff. But I think the more you sort of, the less you kind of care, the easier it is. It sounds a bit weird, and it sounds like maybe poor choice of words, but
No. It's
Yeah.
I get what you mean. Obviously, we do care about content.
yeah, we do.
I found-
That's yeah.
I found that editing has become a lot easier now. I've listened to my voice for 30 hours or so worth of. I just don't care about it anymore. It used to be, I sound horrible. Now I just
That's
don't
exactly
burn it.
yeah. That's exactly where I was going. Just like it's not like caring about the content you're making. It's about caring about like being perfect, everything
Yeah.
not sounding
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
Do I
except,
really
except
think
the enemy
it's
of
that
that, isn't it?
much?
Yeah.
and learning to say less is very difficult.
Oh yeah.
Got a couple of bits.
That's most of my editing.
Yeah, it's so funny when the 3 tier guys started doing their podcast. I talked to Jay about how to use editing stuff, and he posted up on his feed like a little clip of a sound, just the audio form, and I was like, I know exactly what that is. That is because I used to take out 1,000 of them when I used to record it on audio only. Got a couple of bits in chat. Said like it, Nathan will just coax Rob into making sub. Speaking of stars earlier, can we get a hashtag justice for Ripper? Don't worry, I'm sure Ripper will be back. I think Bloodside, you pointed this out the other day that he had a feature on the Blood Bowl community, didn't he?
He did. And then they just axed him. Horrible.
He's also had brand new artwork that was
Yeah.
used in that feature and somewhere else. I think it might be the new Snotling Spike. Is he in there? They look like brand new artwork to me. And you don't spend a fortune on artwork to not use it.
Feels like it's a bit darker in this room. Let's go. Let's turn that on. Let's have a look. This is going to be...
I love Ripper. He was the first star I used and the most frequently used star that I've played with.
Yeah, Ripper does have fancy new art. It looks like he's on the toilet, actually, to be fair. It's the first thing I thought when I saw this art. Doing a Ripper. Yeah, that is cool. Poopy Scoop says, Ben, is your painting camera gaffer taped to your mic? No, it actually isn't. I've got a flexible tri-camera stand thing that kind of loops around it, which is working okay for now. It was put together a bit quickly. Matt's BBL says, right, Sergeant, no arms is done. Time to give him some weaponry. What have you magnetised? Gareth, I'm assembling and painting the Snotlings too. Quite happy with the first pump wagon assembled. I was wondering what good set of colours to use on Snotling's skin is. What will you be using? So I'm going real basic for mine. I'm going for Death Guard green. And then probably... I don't know. I think Elysian might make it a bit greener.
So what colour are you going for? Green skin tones for your Snotlings then?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Am I right in thinking that historically Snotlings have blue skin tones in Warhammer Fantasy Battles as well?
Back in the realms of 3rd edition, they were still green. Back when they first came out in the little big 40mm bases and loads of different individual sculpts, they were still green then. But that's the good thing about the Games Workshop stuff is that when you take different skin tones for some of the monster races, it looks really good. I mean, have you guys seen the red goblins from the painted version of the... Who's the other guys that aren't Punga?
Rebo.
Yes, the Grebo World of Warcraft Orc team. The red goblins are amazing.
Yeah,
I love
so
how
Johnny.
much difficulty you have telling your sponsors apart.
Josh De Silva, really wish Terry Pratchett had heard and written some Blood Bowl stories. He would have created some amazing stuff. Can you imagine
Unseen
that?
Academicals.
Sorry, mate?
Unseen Academicals.
Oh. Yeah, I would buy a copy of Disc Bowl. I think that would be pretty cool. Matt Spiel says, oh no, the umming. That one episode of Hobby Showcase I made was appalling. Disagree. Magnus says, every gun and sword in the Death Watch kill team box. Man, that's work.
Wow. Yeah, it's a big job.
I knew Ben would pop up on that one. Yeah. Ghastly says, okay, any advice on which team to go with again for the next season? Choices are Orcs, Nurgle, Renegades. My dwarves are out as I feel my throwing game is done in now. Yeah, that is true. Matt's BBL says, I mean, madman with power drill. Good man.
We talked about this before, didn't we? About I think Orcs have got a bit of the short end of the stick.
Still being labelled as tier 1. Yes, I feel like they're a solid tier 2 team.
They've got it as much as they did.
Games Workshop do kind of have a financial motive in making people want to buy new orcs with them releasing a new team. I'm not suggesting
with the Black Orcs.
That's the reason that things have happened, but yeah. But I'd be going with Nurgle next out of those 3 choices, because that way, if you don't take to the new edition too well and lose loads of games, you say, well, it's not my fault I'm playing Nurgle.
That's why I started Nurgle.
And that's why I'm planning on playing Snotlings.
That's why Ben started with the goblins, I think, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
Out of that list, I would go with Pact, man. Go with Renegades.
Yeah, I was gonna say Renegades too.
Renegades are
Very
they've got
fun team.
some really interesting builds. You've got 4 big guys to choose from. You've got one of each race. It's a painter's delight, and it's a solid tier 2, and it's a difficult team. So, like the other guys have said, if you run into difficulties, you're like, well, it's Pact. They're tough to bring together, but I don't know. There's just so much going on with that team. Go for Pact, man. Pact are great. Ghastly says, I know Rob would say my Nurgle. Yeah. Zeph says, I did have a human team based on Terry Pratchett's Night Watch. I haven't read that book for a very long time. It's always good. It's always good when you have a team based on a thing, like based on some kind of story or some kind of theme. I think that's why I tend to try and give my teams like a geographical location or a reason for being.
Yeah. Like give them a story to begin with.
Helps with colour schemes sometimes as well, doesn't it? Particularly with like the Empire. You can look at the kind of regional colours. And
I went through for ages looking at the different, like the Empire city-states and what colours they were. And then looked at the big map to try and find something, because I wanted a blue and white scheme, and that is Middenheim. So I was looking on the map around Middenheim to try and find a town that started with T. Then I gave up and went and had a look in the Border Princes, and there's one just a bit up from the Border Princes called Toot something, and I just thought Tootwald sounds good. And you know, it's Snotlings. Tootwald.
And there's a guy with a trumpet on the team.
Exactly. And these guys are actually very small. I hadn't really considered just how small they are. Detail is going to be fun. We got.
But what's really refreshing is they don't have loads of it.
No, they really
I think
don't.
one thing that will slow you down, obviously, is that because they're all really individual, or well, half the team are individual.
Exactly half, yeah.
As in, they've got quite a few different elements. You know, you've got one guy with a trumpet, one guy with like a little fur pelt. Well, it's the same guy. Actually.
Pajamas.
So I'm just painting him now. The wizard, Mickey Mouse.
Yeah.
So there's quite a lot of individual aspects to focus on. So yeah, it'd be interesting how quickly it goes.
It's not going quickly on my side. Sorry, Rob.
Have you noticed the Games Workshop seem to have a thing for socks at the moment?
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's cool, isn't it?
The Ogre team had one with a sock on, I think. The Snotling teams have socks. The Necromantic teams have socks.
That is true. They actually do have socks. The Necromantic team. I love those whites.
Yeah, the little clothesline.
I know that there's a lot of people who do not love the whites, but
I love one of the whites. I think 2 of the whites, both with socks on, is a bit. But I'll try and bring stuff on the jock strap or something.
Do you I was going to say, Rob one sock over here. Not a fan of that. Well, that's great. What else we got? This is why I'm considering Underworld for my next tournament tabletop season. They could afford everything you need and still have cash left over for Glart. Yeah, Underworld got seriously fun. Really excited for Underworld. I think Milton's running. He's building 2 teams in our local group, so I imagine he's going to be running them. But I'm excited to see what people can do with those, and I think they're going to do well in tabletop tournaments as well, which would be nice because they are always a late pick team. Like, I'll take Underworld as a challenge now because I've had my fun. Actually, I think they're going to be enough for everybody, whether you want to play a really solid game or whether you just want to muck around having the closest thing to stunty without painting a million Snotlings.
Oh, actually, yeah.
The all goblin build for Underworld keeps appealing to me. Pack of mutated goblins.
Well, honestly, it's the mutated Snotlings that are doing it for me now on that roster.
Yes.
15k with swarming. You don't ever want to level them up, but getting to deploy an extra D3+1 is really going to help gum up the board. Even if you can jump over players now. Squares are still squares, so having an extra 3 guys is going to really just make the defense a bit better. I am very excited to see how effective swarming is. I'll be honest, pump wagons keep catching my eye. However, whenever I'm looking at the teams, the model still learning the game. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be that great on the tabletop, but I don't know. It's a secret weapon troll with Juggernaut. Could be fun. Could be fun.
It's going to be infinitely fun running people over with them.
Oh yeah, definitely. I don't know if they've got a passing stat. That would be the dream.
It's the first new big guy in forever. That's appealing.
That is a really good point, Rob.
Yeah, because most of the Snotling team is stuff we've seen before from the Ogre team, and then just stuff we've seen before twisted up a bit. But the pump wagon is something new.
There'll be some grognards who say it's something old, but yes.
Well, yeah, okay.
What else we got?
Back when Snotlings were blue.
Me and my friends are putting together a Witcher-themed Flesh Eater Courts army. That is a very cool notion.
I love that.
I loved the Witcher show, you know. I've never played any of the games. Just wasn't where I was at in my gamer time. But the show was superb.
That's pretty intense to dive into the show without knowing it.
Oh well,
because I know it's like not related, like it's set in a different time to the games really, but it's like it really just throw you in the deep end of like characters and background and stuff.
Oh, I don't know, nothing I couldn't Google very quickly.
I found I had to go and watch YouTube videos on what was going on in the show after watching the show.
Is that because of the timelines?
Yeah, well, no, not because of the timelines, but because I didn't know the characters or what abilities and stuff they had, and
well, even as a Witcher, it doesn't really ever explain.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I might have just known that from talking to people. But I thought it was a very Warhammer fantasy roleplay-esque kind of feel to it. It's at least it's the show that's come closest to the old world. You know, there's chaos, there's witches, but people don't think it's real or don't know a lot about it. I thought it was great. I cannot wait. Well, I don't know if they're doing more. I hope they're doing more. They're probably not. They kill all the best shows. Poor Firefly.
Well, Henry Cavill.
Would it have as much of a cult following if it had carried on and slowly declined? We've always got that kind of what if.
Yeah, you're right.
Like JFK being the greatest American president.
What was that? Sorry.
JFK being the greatest American president.
Effect, yeah.
If he had survived another couple of years in office, maybe some scandal would have brought him down and everyone paid him. But yeah. I get your point.
Yeah, it's a fair shout. I don't know.
I just think like gone too soon effect, really, isn't it?
But they did make a great film. So there was clearly more story to be told, like more good story to be told. There's some English for you guys. What we got? We got Rev Timothy saying, I'm calling my ogre team the Slams and Naughty Bengals. Nice. Gilliam, I'm currently in the College Fumble League, which is 32 original teams, each with their own Warhammer Fantasy Fluff, random seasonal events, crazy star Seriously? What is this? Please, if you get a chance.
Which college do you go to?
Yeah.
Where's the chat gone? Here we go. Currently the College Fumble League, which is 32 original teams, each with their Warhammer Fantasy Fluff, random season events, crazy star players, the lot. We've just started the Summer Cup season. That is very cool. Matt Austin considered an ogre team called the Muttoneers, but that might work better for halflings, yeah. Garsty, looks like the Northern Soul Stealers will get a proper run out this time. Just have to paint them now. Sam Wilson stepped backwards, but I copied a BB Team Manager the other day. I've always wanted to play that. That's the Fantasy Flight Blood Bowl game. It got a good rep, very much in the same way that the Space Hulk game did from them.
Was it like a living card game, or was it? What was it?
It was a card game.
It's a card. It's like a board game that uses cards rather than a board, if I remember correctly.
Is it kind of like the Arkham Horror board game version?
Ooh,
I haven't played it, but I would guess so, because their games do tend to have similarities between each other.
Yeah, they do.
Sugar. I just dropped a Snotling and painted brown line up, and it'll be fine. Doesn't Henry Cavill play Warhammer? He's a dirty Custodes player, but yeah.
That's what I was going to say. He can't do Witcher because he's too busy apparently playing games with YouTubers. You hear about that?
No?
Oh, someone challenged him.
Yes, Midwinter Minis has done a public challenge to Henry Cavill to play a game for charity in Jersey because they grew up there together.
That is so cool.
Yeah, so he's challenged him. I haven't seen any update on it yet. It was a bit controversial. Some people were just like, you shouldn't have done it. Some people said
I can see
it's
that.
okay.
It's a bit harsh because if
It
he
puts him on the
says
spot
no-
a bit.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah. So I can see where they're coming from. It'll be awesome if he does, though. I mean, how good would that be? Play a game of Warhammer against Superman.
Yeah.
I quite like Midwinter Minis.
Yeah. Oh, it's a great channel. Very, very relaxing.
I'm going to have to check this out, I think. Never come across it.
I mean, not as good as those bonehead guys. I mean, but yeah.
Wow.
Talking of relaxing stuff, I mean, we saw a quick edit of Ben's painting video. He's got the Duncan vibe.
Does it's
It's actually, funnily, a Midwinter Minis vibe. So
Oh, really?
that was what I'm going for. Yeah.
Oh, well, fair
Just the
enough.
sort of chill, like, yeah,
You'll get there.
you'll hear similarities. You'll hear similarities. Yeah. It's just a good format. A good format.
It is a good format. That's kind of, it's fun to watch. I when I watch a lot, if I'm on YouTube, I'm normally watching Magic streamers, and I'm not often paying attention to their actual games. It's just nice to hear people talking and just, well, hear them suffering most of the time, to be honest with you. Got a couple of bits here. Paul Thompson, evening gents. Recently found your podcast videos after the BB 2020 leaks. Just wanted to say keep up the good work, as they've been a great watch and make me want to play more Blood Bowl. That is good. That's great, Paul, because more Blood Bowl is more better. That's our ethos, as poorly worded as it is. Barry Wood, I'm currently playing in the Rapidash Super League on Fumble. The teams have been created using the custom roster features to emulate the famous teams of Blood Bowl. That's pretty sweet.
That's cool.
Yeah. Paul says, I do have a question though. Prior to the leaks, I was going to try and set up a league at my games club. Would you wait for the new 2020 rules or stick with BB16? It will be mostly new players. Well, we have decided in our club via a very official Facebook chat in the group that when we reconvene our club, we just want to dive straight into 2020. But that is because we've got access to a copy of the new book. We've got a copy of the leaked rulebook, which does contain everything. So, Rob, Ben, Ian, you're setting up a new league with new players. Do you start with 2016 rules or do you push for 2020?
I think now. Oh, sorry. You go ahead, Rob.
I think that it kind of is going to depend on timing. If you're going to be doing it now, I'd go with 2016 rules. If it's going to be, if it's going to be a month or two time before you start, then maybe you wait till Blood Bowl 2020 is out and you start then, because otherwise you're going to, if this is new people, you're asking them to invest money into Blood Bowl 2016, and then in 6 months or a year's time, if they want to take the game further, they're going to have to invest money in 2020 as well. Does that make sense?
Yeah, kind of. I mean, Ben, what were you going to say?
Pretty much the same thing. I was going to say if you're starting now, do 2016, just because it's still going to. We don't know how long it is going to be until 2020 comes out, and depending on how many games you're going to play in that time, you kind of don't want to be just you can get a lot of 2016 done between now and when 2020 comes out.
That is a fair challenge. I guess it depends on how much Blood Bowl you're going to be playing. I think if it's a once or twice a month kind of thing, you could do 2016, but you're going to be playing a short season, I think, in that regard. If you're playing every week, like actually playing every week, so 4 times a month, then yeah, you got 3 months, you can get a really solid 2016 system in. And then when it comes to 2020 landing, the rules changes are way easier to understand. So yeah, I think I like using 2016. However, if it's a group of your friends and your gamers, so you've played Warhammer together or you've played Magic together or something, and you've got a copy of the linked rulebook, I think you just go for it. I mean, we're going to go for 2020 because we don't know when it's going to be able to start up properly. And it makes sense for people to start learning the rules for the new game now. so that you don't have to get 3 games, 4 games into an 8-game season and then still continue playing when other players might want to join your league. And you're playing with the old rules. It's just, I don't know. We're gonna have it's gonna be an interesting rotation of format.
Yeah. I think if you're starting a new one, you kind of have to go in with a shared understanding that okay, these teams that you start now aren't going to carry on to the new game. We decided that ourselves, didn't we? That we're not going to port teams over or try and do that. Which I think, unless we see something that kind of handles that, I think it is quite hard to do that fairly. So that's one thing to consider. But also just the fact that not all teams are going to be available from day one. Well, they are, aren't they, actually?
Well,
are we going to get a PDF?
We think they are. We think
they are.
I think if they don't do a PDF, I mean, virtually every team has at least a group of people who are quite loyal to it. So I think if they don't do a PDF, that all those Amazon players are going to cause a big stink on social media, and that's going to negatively affect the release marketing, not the release buzz, whatever the word I'm looking for is.
Yeah.
I wouldn't worry too much, Rob. I think the dwarf coaches can tackle them. Sorry, guys.
My point is, I think there will be a lot of bad feeling if even one team doesn't.
Yeah, leave a bad
taste
taste
from day one.
But it might be something that the new players want to consider in terms of if they haven't committed to buying a team yet. That there are kind of safe options and some which have the potential to change. Firstly, if they get re-released, like we've seen with some of the other teams.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Paul. We got an update from Paul. He says probably going to only play 1 to 2 games a month. I did think it'd be easy for new players to jump into 2020, as there only be 1 rulebook required for 21 teams. Yeah, Paul. You know what? 1 to 2 games a month. If you start it up in a month's time, you'll be about 4 or 5 games in when 2020 lands naturally. And then if all you guys have got the rulebook already, your teams are going to carry over. And yeah, you know what? I think if you can, jump in straight for 2020. I think, and then it's easier to introduce your new players as well. Because what you don't want to do, I think, which is what the guys have already said, is, I think Rob said it was, oh yeah, I'm a goblin coach. I'm going to go get the spike. Well, there's no spike, and that was a bad example. I'm going to go buy an almanac and get all the stuff, or I'm an ogre coach. And we get the spike magazine and do this, and then the spike magazine dies.
They did do that bizarre goblin spike in the white dwarf, didn't they? So you could, I suppose, go on eBay, track down that white dwarf, spend a fortune on it, and then.
Yeah. I think the most important thing, Paul, is make sure that everyone keeps their D16s from their dice set. Because you need them now. Well, actually, you don't really need them now because, well, you use them for randomising players. And always have. But when it comes to rolling for some of the other charts, no, there's actually a D16 chart, isn't there? Anyway, I'm rambling now. I would say if you've got a copy of the rulebook, 2020. If you don't have a copy of the rulebook, maybe let me know, and there may be one kicking around. Midwinter, I am coaching the Hobgoblin team, says Barry. Started with all rookie Hobgobs playing against massive TVs. Dude, the Hobgoblin team is brilliant. Thematically, the Hobgoblin team is brilliant. And the Hobgoblin teams on the secret teams are brilliant fun as well. We saw one, I think, in Lockdown Bowl, Rob, is that right?
Yeah, I can't remember who's running it, but they played me and whoever it was.
The fouls.
Good fun game. Oh, yeah. Who was it? They were going for basically a foul return every game.
I can't remember now. It might have been Orkster or something.
I can't remember. Yeah. It was a great game.
Question for Rob, says Garsty. What are you choosing for us lot?
What am I choosing for you lot? Oh, well, this is someone from my league, I take it. At the moment... Okay, so update. Last time I spoke to the game shop, Mark was planning on getting tabletop gaming back within sort of 2 or 3 weeks from now-ish. So hopefully, Tabletop Blood Bowl will be back fairly soon. In which case, there isn't a league starting at the moment. I probably won't do a league until 2020 comes out, but do something like a sevens league or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Maybe
good
just
shout.
as a small little filler. But this is me thinking off the top of my head. And until the shop's back open or something like the pub club's back on, I don't see the need to start setting up a league.
No, we'll do our very best to press you into that Sevens League, Rob.
Oh yeah, he's confirmed now. North Wales
Yeah.
Sevens League run by Rob.
When lockdown happened, I had a sevens tournament that I spent ages and ages stealing the rule pack off you guys from, rewriting it like ages and ages, only about 2 hours. When that happened, that I cancelled the sevens event, and almost all the feedback I got from today was just people going, so is the sevens event not happening then? It's like, no, it will happen, I just don't know when.
Yeah, I had someone ask us the other day if Bonehead Bowl was going ahead, and that was from May, and we obviously technically postponed it rather than cancelled it, but it is not happening this year. We took it online to Fumble, which was great fun. Right, I'm getting distracted. Back at the chat, Leith says we're starting the Maximus BBL in Winnipeg, Canada. We're doing 2016, get people more games in, newer players, more practice. 10 rounds, September till March, then 2020 in the second season of the league. Yeah, and I think having a structured format to it is just fine as well. Saying, yep, Blood Bowl 2020 is coming, but we are going to play this league and we're going to see the end of it, so that the coaches know what they're getting in for. Especially if you've got a set league. If you've got a league where there are new people coming in, that crossover piece is going to be quite weird. So I think I like the fact that Wobble is going to go straight to 2020, because if a new coach rocks up as 2020 releases, because we saw a load of new coaches rock up when 2016 released, that actually they can immediately play the game. Because as soon as you're playing an older format game, it gets real hard for new players to jump in.
I really do think we're going to have a huge influx of new coaches. I've had a couple of friends message me being just like, "Hey, that new Blood Bowl then? What's that about?"
Did
been
you
awesome.
see? I think it was Mike Davies who put up a few sort of the admin statistics from the BBC group, and basically within sort of 7 days of those leaks happening, it was like an influx of new members. I think it went up by something like 10-15%.
Oh,
Wow.
yeah. That does not surprise me.
It was a big increase, and I think you'll see the same thing in 2020
When it's released.
so when it's released. Yeah. So that's leagues. What do you think about tournaments then? Should tournaments switch over instantly to being?
I think
2020
tournaments have got quite a bit of leeway, to be honest. I think they can still carry on with the current format for a few months after, if that's what they've arranged, and I think people will still go and play happily.
I agree. I don't think tournaments should go live with 2020 until 2020 is kind of out and settled.
Oh yeah,
I know from experience the NAF won't let them.
Oh well, you can still have a tournament without the NAF, liking what you're doing.
Yes.
no, you can't.
Yeah, no, we've run many and been to many, and they've been some of the best Blood Bowl tournaments out there. So, in fact, most of ours weren't NAF ranked because we went and did silly things like have sevens, have mixed teams. In fact, Mega Bowl, which is coming up, is not NAF ranked because there's just too many fun teams in it. And it's more of a celebration of Blood Bowl than a competitive NAF. Jobby, what's it? And I think
I like
that's
that
okay.
idea.
Yeah, I know you do. You've got all that elements in your tournaments like Secret Carnage and stuff.
Yes.
Although
It's called Secret Carnage. It's not going to be above board, is it? Or below. Wait, what's the word? I don't know.
It's not going to be.
It's not going to be normal.
What else we got? Exobeard, guys. Something that's been boggling my mind is why are you messing with tiles when there's wet palettes and painting wells? Exobeard. At least I'm using a tile and not a bit of wood, as I got in trouble for that last time. I bought a tile in. I bought a pack of 10 tiles because I was at B&Q.
Yeah,
and I was like, I don't want to get told off. I don't want to get told off again. Amusingly, I'm not actually using the tile. I'm just painting straight from the paint lid. I know. My videos and Ben's videos are going to be very different videos when it comes to painting.
At work, I tend to use a tile because I've got a box in there that I can just go and grab and use. But at home, I found myself just using a bit of parcel tape on the table.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that. I did some PVA gluing earlier, and I poured my PVA glue into onto the side of a bit of a bag for life. So you hobby how you do it. Your hobby how you do it. Exobeard says this question was sponsored by Redgrass Gaming. Barry Wood says Barry Wood says that the pitch dimensions will not be changing again. So anything that's bought now will be still of use. Exactly. As far as additions changes go, it's
Except
pretty,
card packs and things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the card packs. Amusingly, the Old World one was the first card pack I ever bought, and it was the it was when that arrived a week after the card packs were all made redundant. So it's tough.
Do we know whether special play cards have a place in the new edition?
They do indeed. They are still an inducement. They're not in the core as I think they're actually in the core 2016 rules. It's don't forget to draw your cards at the beginning of the game, but they are still inducements. So the special play cards are still live, which is going to confuse a lot of people. But I don't think a lot of people use them.
So, if you have those card packs and you're the sort of person who plays with special play cards, there's something in there for you still.
Definitely. Yeah. You're
People clinging onto their early bird card.
Yeah. The limited edition one.
Or the Bugman's, what is it? The ones from the tournaments run at Nottingham, Warhammer Worlds. When they do a tournament, they tend to issue a special card.
Ah, it's very cool. Very cool. I'd love to get some Blood Bowl and Games Workshop HQ. In fact,
I'd love to play in Bugman's, actually. That seems to be where quite a lot of games happen.
That place is awesome. Have you been before?
Oh, yeah. Ian, we've been to Bugman's. Bugman's is amazing.
Of course, yeah. Have you done tournaments there all the time, haven't you?
I've done one tournament there.
Oh, okay.
And we played
You
played a game of AOS with a stranger as well, Ian, didn't you?
Yeah.
I went with him to keep him safe.
He's now a firm friend.
Oh, yeah.
No, I met some guy off the internet.
Yeah.
Went and played him. He came over from America.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was cool.
It's funny. When I went to Warhammer World, actually, I played a game of 40k against just people I only knew off the internet as well. Pretty cool. It's a nice place to just meet eventually, isn't it?
Yes.
You mean it's a very
Lots of
public
cameras.
place? Yeah, there you go. I still went with him to be his chaperone and witness.
Yeah.
Hold his hand.
Yeah. What else we got in chat? Warhannam, tell me you're using a wet palette. I think you are, aren't you?
I am using, homemade jobby. Nice and simple.
It's an ice cream box.
Yeah.
Yeah. I went down the route of the Tuft box, the Midland Tuft Games Workshop one.
That's good.
That's
It's
a
nice.
perfect box size for a wet palette, isn't it?
Yeah, it's ideal as well because I've got that the case that folds up that I keep my paints in, and this is the exact same width, so I can slide it on top of the drawer and close it up because it just fits perfectly inside.
Hobby hacks there from Bloodside
Hmm.
Love it.
Ideal.
Cheers for opinions, guys, says Paul. Enjoy your painting. Laters. See you later. Experbeard says the preview of the new release is certainly getting some interest at my local Neckbeards club. Barry Wood, 2020 is out and settled to be in 2021 with the curse of this year cannot affect us. I think it's just 2020 is it just doesn't count. Barry says just looked up Mega Ball and was disappointed to find you down in Poole. That's beyond my range of travel. Yeah, Poole is Poole is a bit of a, it's beyond the pop across range for us as it is, but it's such a good shop, and there's such a great little Blood Bowl community down there. It's just so good. How long do you all usually leave a wash to dry? I leave it about 85% of the time I should, and then it generally just mulches across everything.
I think generally going off the older Duncan videos, it's normally about half an hour they suggest.
If you work in a shop with an overdoor heater, you can just hold it onto the overdoor heater for up to 3 minutes. It's done.
Yeah, but I think sometimes you get funny evaporation.
You do.
odd pooling and things like that if you try and artificially
I don't know. I
speed
tend,
it up.
depending on time of day, I just hairdry it all the time. If I've done a wash, I'll just stick it with a
Hairdryer on a
hairdryer.
wash.
Yeah, constantly. It dries it in like seconds. It's great.
How are you?
Yeah, on the wall.
Man?
Not like right up close. You do it from quite a way back.
Blow it off. It's dry because it's not on the model anymore.
Oh man, you are making me feel great about using a bit of wood now. Ben there with his.
Don't knock it till you tried it, guys.
Well, yeah. To be fair, you
Well-
are a better painter than I am, so I think that's fair enough.
I
That
almost
is
lost
true.
the Snotling team spray painting them. I kind of underestimated how light they were. Blasted
I had-
it.
I had that early on in the stream as well, and I airbrushed. I was gonna just do a black primer like all over the whole team. They just launched across my desk.
Seemed apt.
I got lucky. I don't know why it worked all right for me. I was very careful with my light priming. Oh, actually, I do know. I
Because you did on the sprue.
I did, and then I did another prime once they were built, just to add that full colour of average green. Half an hour at least, says Expert Build. Specifically Nuln. I don't think Nuln takes that long to dry. I don't know if it actually does take less time than others, but I just find that Nuln, I don't know, it's probably because I don't mind just spreading the ink about a bit like an absolute bandit. Absolutely love Blood's Ice desaturated greyish green Snotling.
Oh, thank you very much.
Oh yeah, I've got you on prime picture there, Ben. Barry Wood, just outside Stoke-on-Trent. We used to attend a lot of the Water Bowl events at Element Games in Stockport. That's cool. It's gonna be late to be making all that noise. Lilac Matspia.
Yeah, I don't use it past like 8 p.m.
What the?
The hairdryer.
It's probably quieter than 40 psi, isn't it?
Oh, the airbrush is pretty quiet actually. It's only loud because I have it right next to a big microphone. But not terrible. It has got a habit though. I think it's leaking because sometimes if I haven't turned it off, I'll be getting ready for bed, get into bed, sort of ready to sleep, and you just hear like a ting, and it's just like rumbling along, just trying to refill the tank. I'm just like, it's quite frightening.
That's
It's like a
interesting.
poltergeist.
Well, no. Do you think there's
Yeah.
some kind of like just pressure valve system? Like every now and again, it just
Maybe.
That's
Yeah.
quite clever though.
It does seem to keep wanting to top it up. It's not like it does it like every like 3 hours. It's not like it's
So I
constant.
assume you have to leave it plugged in and everything for it to do.
I
something.
no, yeah, just turn it off. I just turn it off. Yeah, yeah. It's just if I forget to turn it off. You should turn it off. Really, you should empty it and turn it off each time. But that's effort.
And there was you saying it's easy to keep on top of it.
Yeah.
I could
Here's
agree.
a question for you, a big one. Hobby question.
Okay.
Are you going to drill your trumpet?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh.
I said earlier I was started to prime them, and I was just like, I'm not going to bother with the trumpet guys yet because I want to drill that out.
Wow, mind you though, the shape of it is so like conical.
I'm going to use a Dremel, I think, and go down drill bit sizes.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean Ben's got experience drilling out all the bolt guns for his Death Watch, so
I actually haven't. I'm really bad with barrel drilling.
ooh, hit the camera.
As an orc player, it's a lot of effort to drill the barrels of like.
Dude.
hundreds
You don't
and
have to
hundreds
do
of
it.
I'm impressed you rebased them all, to be honest. Sam Wilson
Yeah,
would like a
yeah,
close-up of your Snotling when you get a chance there, Ben.
Yeah, okay, I could do the finished one because that one actually looks a bit better. As close as it can get with
I should
same
hope so.
face.
I'm gonna disappear off, I think, guys, unless there's any
Rob,
specifically Carnage Copy questions that need answering.
I think your guys have asked all their questions. It's awesome to have you. Thank
Good.
you very much for swinging by for a chat.
Thank you, Rob.
very much for having me.
That's all right, mate. Anytime.
Yeah.
Catch you soon.
Congratulations on all the tickets as well.
It means that I know the event isn't going to be running at a loss, which is a big relief at this point.
Yeah, that's I imagine.
That is quite good. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Okay, anyway, I'll speak to you all again soon. And if
See you later,
anyone
Rob.
wants to reach out to me, there's either the Facebook or Talk Fantasy Football or wherever. Okay. Bye,
Cheers,
folks.
mate. See you later.
See
Right.
ya.
CSF, he's off as well. Matt's BBO. After drilling about 20 shoulder pads, I refuse to do barrels. Marines. Yeah, I don't think I could ever see myself getting back into 40k. But I do put a knight in my basket every now and again on eBay.
Yeah.
I do a cheeky...
Blood Bowl, presumably.
That's probably the only thing I couldn't fit into Blood Bowl. I mean, to be fair,
Right.
Ben did do a
Exactly.
tank design. Which
I
I...
did actually, yeah.
the Lehman Russ as your giant entry. So Ian, how's your short story coming along?
Yeah, I think I'm pretty done.
I know you
Keeping it short.
put it in the group chat. I didn't read it because I didn't want to read it until you were
No,
finished.
no. I was only just... Rich said he'd have a little look through. Yeah, no, I think it's pretty much done, to be honest. It's quite a short story, but I kind of wanted to keep it short and sweet.
What are we looking at? 1500?
No. More like one.
Oh, okay, cool.
But, I figure a short story doesn't actually need to be...
No,
Overly
it doesn't.
long?
It doesn't need to be a novella. Absolutely. Cool base, says Sam Wilson. Xbeard says, only play BB. Why would anyone drill shoulder pads? Why would anyone
I think
drill
it-
shoulder pads?
If you've got Indomitus... Oh, not Indomitus. Is that what it's called, the new one?
The new
Yeah.
one, yeah.
Yeah. I know a lot of those shoulder pads are moulded, aren't they? So you have to
Oh,
drill them
yeah.
You've
to
got
fit your
no,
chapter specific.
got no
Yeah, for
gaps.
Deathwatch.
Active bed.
Like, I've
That's
got this
bigger.
guy.
Uh,
You have to like cut off the shoulder pad and Dremel it away just to get the Deathwatch one on.
Yeah. It's no fun.
Guys, Matt's BBL has gone absolutely to town with maggots. It says, Xbeard, Deathwatch are Space Marines from different chapters, so they have different icons in their shoulders. I drilled them to magnetize so I didn't have to buy more models.
That is, you've gone hobby ham on this.
Matt's BBL has just gone magnet mad during lockdown. That sounds like more work than fun. Well, hobby. If there's not an element of more work than fun, are you really hobbying right?
Hobby
Everyone
is
needs
work. It's just enjoyable
about.
work. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the kind of work you wish you could get paid for, but wouldn't really want to.
Yeah, that's really weirdly well put.
That's only because I've seen Ian go down the commission route, and Ben, I've seen you go down the "no worries, guys, I'll print stuff for you" route, and it's
Yeah.
it always ends up a lot of work. Matt's BBL says, I like my list building. What can I say? Honestly, the game outside the game is probably my most favourite part of anything. Like Blood Bowl, writing the lists and coming up with the different lists I just absolutely love it. I
I've
think
been really enjoying Crusade and 40k for that.
I was about to say that's why I love sevens, is because you can get a game in an hour, and then in the next game, so in the time it takes you to play one game, you can play 2 to 3 other games with 2 to 3 different lists. I think, does Crusade take a shorter period of time? Like, is it sevens length, Ben?
It depends on the size of the game, really, and how quick you are at 40k. Because it's 40k, it naturally takes a lot longer. But yeah, you could play a short game. Yeah. No, it starts off pretty small, but it's still like a 1,000-point game, so it's no near like a sevens match.
Oh, is it like the promised 1,000-point AOS system?
Yeah.
I was gutted that never landed well. I was really excited for that.
Yeah, me too. I think that's one of my favourite levels to play at, to be honest. It feels more like a manageable army size to actually create and paint.
Is that from that's from a model's point of view, not from a rules point of view?
Yeah. Oh
So-
yeah, no. And
so-
I think actually sometimes less options breeds more creativity,
I really agree.
and you see a lot of stuff that you wouldn't at bigger points values.
I think
stuff that's
it-
maybe less efficient and things like that.
Yeah, I'm finding Crusade a little bit restrictive in that regard, though, because basically you have to buy upgrades to your force. So it's like you earn a requisition point every game, and then you can use that to like add models to a unit, like gain a warlord trait, or like. But the fundamental one is increase your roster by 5 power level. I find that just really restrictive because that isn't much. And like I want to add, like,
Can
let's
you
say,
just
unit of
make
Death
it
Dreads. You can, but it's like I want to buy a unit of Death Dreads, which is 16 power level for like 3.
And you
So
can
that's
wait
technically 4 games. Yeah.
Oh,
And
that's
so
tough.
yeah, it's just like to get stuff you really want, you're actually having to wait a long time for it, and that's 4 games without spending it on anything else either.
So the same list for 4 games.
Yeah, so it's getting a little bit samey. Yeah, that's the only issue. But then again, your units are leveling up and gaining cool stuff, and they're getting wounded and that, which is quite interesting.
So on the topic of saving up for stuff, do you think you're going to have a bit of that fatigue when it comes to Blood Bowl with SPPs?
I don't think so, because you have the option to do it. Like you do have the option to just like
Take a random.
take a random.
Because
Yeah, I don't think it'll be the same.
That's something I'm really interested to see. How many people just pull the trigger for a random skill? Because I can't.
Yeah, there's quite a tactical element to it, actually, isn't there?
It's really interesting. So in the team videos that we're doing, the starting rosters, I haven't really wanted to touch team development because when it comes to the SPPs, it just
More video.
I just don't know how long. What was that?
I said because then you can make more videos.
I just don't think we're ready to make those videos yet. Ooh, Rich Saxby finished this game. Its final score of 1-1.
Oh, nice.
That was
Nice.
nuts.
What I'm quite interested in is for teams that have got a lot of chaff players that you don't always want to level up. You know, obviously before you get to a certain level and you just roll, don't you?
Yeah,
Let's
so
say you
keep a goblin.
the goblin with SPP or whatever.
Yeah.
With MVP.
And you see what happens to him if you get a stat up or a double. Maybe you keep him, otherwise he's gone and you have to get another one.
Yeah, I think that'll be quite an interesting effect on them actually,
Yeah, because you can
with a
just
bit more choice.
not buy anything for ages and then take a valuable skill.
Yeah,
It will help with TV bloat. And I think that's a good thing because if you don't have to take a skill until they've got, 18 SPP, it saves a bit of awkward team management, which is quite good.
Yeah.
But
Buying and rehiring is quite expensive, isn't it? So
it is expensive and it's not a fun part of the game. Not really.
no.
And I'm saying that as a TO. It will save me some work anyway. Extra says the mass army thing has never appealed to me. Shove a sack of minis across the table, say unintelligible bits, roll a whole bag of dice, say more unintelligible stuff, roll more dice, game over.
It's really
Yes.
funny you say that.
less models.
I had a game of 40k the other week for this crusade, and normally my girlfriend stays well away, but obviously she has no choice now. So we had our game, and she actually watched it for a bit. It's the first experience in watching it, and she was just like, "I hate this. Like, what on earth are you doing? Like, you're just making up stuff. Roll a bunch of dice. Your friend didn't even see what dice you rolled. He just trusted you." Then you just took some and then rolled some more. You re-rolled some of them because apparently you can.
That sums up my experience with 40k and AOS. Actually, that's amazing.
Yeah. He's like, I never want to play this.
Matt's
So,
BBL
yeah.
says tried to paint up a purity seal and it's ended up looking like wet skin. In 40k, that is a great job. It doesn't
Yeah,
even matter if you're
It
chaos.
might be wet skin.
Yeah, it's heretic skin. There you go. That guy +1 armor. He gets to reroll dice just because. Now you're playing Ben's 40k. Extra Beard says, I am apparently Blood Type's girlfriend. It's a very valid character class.
Join the queue, mate.
40... amazing. Right, guys, if it's all right with you, I'm going to wrap up the stream a bit now because I'm shattered and we're off to IKEA tomorrow on Bank Holiday Monday.
Yeah.
So that's
No problem, man.
it'll be good fun. It'll be good fun. As long as it's me.
Pretty much finished this Snotling.
Yeah, I think I've got all the Snotlings base coloured, dry brushed once, and I've painted the bases. I'm just black edging the bases. I find that helps the model look more complete, nice and quickly. And I'm loving this, just brown and green mess of army. Let's
These
get
are actually really nice models to paint. I would say
They are.
that.
Yeah.
I
I'm
think
having a
they've
lot of
got
fun.
really nice level of detail.
I am really happy with this team, which is good because I've got a couple of Windsor Chog models to do reviews of as well, but I just wanted to paint these.
Yeah, so I'm going to have pretty much half of the foot sloggers painted. Well, up to wash phase.
Oh, that's brilliant, Ian.
They won't take too long.
No, I'm hoping that with a bit of light as well, it'll be a bit easier to see. Ghastly says, "Night, Extra Beard, thanks for the stream, enjoyed it. Extra Beard, always nice to have you on board." Barry says, "Thanks for your company, Jets. Looking forward to watching the Snotling team video now. It's up there ready. And I think we've got Ogres tomorrow." Right, I'm going to call it now. Ian, Ben, thank you very much for joining me and hanging out. It's always good fun to hang out with you guys and do some painting. And everybody in stream, thanks very much. Matt's BBL, keep up. Good luck with the black armour. And we will catch you all very, very soon.